The button should show up any time now. There it is.
Any day now.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well.
GG Nori.
What are you GGing no reing about?
You. GG Nori.
I will re as much as I fucking want.
GG Nori.
Yes, re.
No.
Yeah.
God, I didn't have the stream muted, so I just heard fucking just GG no ring over himself like multiple times.
Yeah. Perfect. Working as intended.
Anyways, I don't think we have much to start on. Should we just get into the video and finish it off?
Well, I kind of have a couple things to start on.
Oh?
Yeah. Been watching Patrician's Skyrim analysis. His very quick retrospective.
Oh yeah, it's only like
Skyrim.
20 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly. It is pretty damn good. It was hilarious to see him have a full mental breakdown and talk about how shit magic is. And you know how Patrician normally has his usual calm cadence and everything like that, right?
Yeah.
Fully goes out the window when he talks about how shit magic is, and he starts swearing and stuff. It is great.
Nice.
Cause yeah, and I agree. I literally had hands upturned saying, "Fucking preach it, brother, preach it." Cause it is insane. Talking about like to be effective as a mage, you need to be level 60. To be effective as a warrior or a thief, you can be level 20.
Yeah.
It is absolute insanity. Oh, it's not a woman in the middle. That's pagan being weird.
How's that weird? He's using an image of the character from the show we're talking about as an icon.
Yeah, he wanted me to switch to David, looking up at her like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it would have been funny.
No.
Yes.
Die. No.
Re.
Oh no, pagan's a woman.
I know I have to beat myself now. It sucks.
Yeah.
Uh,
The other thing. Go ahead.
2-month membership message from Indigo the Tricky. Thank you. Patrolling these bad takes on Edgerunners almost makes you wish for a Corpo Death Squad. Yeah.
Well, this one isn't that bad. It has a lot of like really shit arguments. Like they showed a cross, therefore they must dedicate themselves to Christianity or whatever. It's like, okay, that was dumb. But he's had some good takes interspersed in here as well. It's just, man, there are some wildly bad takes too.
Yeah.
Still easily the best video we've covered since the 50th STAG, though.
Oh, by far. Like,
Yeah.
it could drop off a fucking cliff here soon because we know what the next topic was getting into, talking about the over-sexualizations. Like, that's kind of the fucking point.
Yeah.
But okay. Yeah, I guess the other thing, I've just been playing a shit ton of Darktide, which is a fantastic fucking game. And you should get it. You should get it. Get Darktide.
Yeah, chat, listen to him. Get the game that he's playing.
Yeah, kill
I guess.
heretics. Burn the unclean. Purge the filth.
Well, hey, don't. Like, we shouldn't be talking about Democrats that way.
Wow.
Morbius stag win. That could be a wild ride for sure to do a stag on Morbius.
I think it would be fun to go through it, but I don't know if I want to dedicate a whole STAG to breaking down fucking Morbius.
I don't think
Yeah.
breaking down. I would love to hear people that talk about how like Morbius being amazing. I would love to find one of those weirdos because there's got to be a contrarian out there, right?
But it is amazing.
Oh, Cree's that contrarian. I need you to make up the video, Cree.
Creed could be the devil's advocate during the whole stream for that. Every time he could just sit there and agree with everything that they say while we shit on it.
Yeah. But yeah, otherwise, still doing my woes of troubleshooting this new PC build. This has been the most frustrating and infuriating build I have ever done. I cannot believe it.
Rip.
Yeah, but hey, the PSU comes today, so hopefully we'll see. Anyways, I suppose we can get into the video now. Again, we're getting into the weird topics of like his whole thing of he really does think that that Cyberpunk Edgerunners is like endorsing crime and everything. It's like no.
Yeah, we just got
No,
reminded of
talking
that line as we were syncing up to where we left off last time.
Yeah, we're not exactly where we left off. We're still going.
Yeah. We're just
Hey,
before.
Hey, such honest question. Why not just get a pre-built PC? Because this is my 7th build, and I've never had problems like this before. It's all just kind of worked, and I like making real clean, tight, nice builds. I know every single thing that's in it. I know all the hardware that's on it. I'm not gonna get some shitty nonsense built on it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I have such PTSD from how awful this build has gone. I'm definitely gonna be doing pre-builds for like meta PCs from now on. Like absolutely, holy fuck. But man, when you see the pictures of this build, it is tight and it is clean. But fuck me. Oh hell no, I'm not doing Alienware PCs. Fuck that.
Aren't they extremely overpriced?
Oh, they are. You're paying for the label. You're not paying for anything like that. You're not paying for actual quality. Falcon Northwest used to be really good. I don't know if they're still around, but they used to be like the one I would recommend people go to instead of Alienware or iBuyPower. Now I would go with Meta PCs.
I've heard
Yeah.
about Meta PCs a bunch, but I don't know like what their quality is. Are they any good?
They have really good build quality, and besides that, they're also a veteran-owned business, and that's what I like about them the most. I am very, biased in that regard.
Anyways.
Oh hell no, I'm not doing consoles. Fuck that. Fuck console.
Anyways, video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, $10 from Chris Ellinger. Thank you. Hey, Setch. Fun military fact. Air Force is the only branch where officers do most of the frontline fighting. Also, look up the game Encased, Fallout 1 and 2 styled RPG. I haven't gotten far, but it's pretty good. Oh.
Alright, yeah, I'll look up Encased. But yeah, no, well, the other thing, too, is a fun fact. The Air Force is not a branch of the military. They are a corporation.
Really?
Kind of. They are obviously a branch of the military, but it's the same thing with, like, there's only actually 2 branches of the military, the Navy and the Army. Then the Air Force is a corporation, and the Marine Corps is a cult. And it's like, yeah, I can't disagree with that.
Just give them their crowns and they'll be happy.
No, not that. It's one of those, they get paid, Marines get paid the worst. We have the hardest basic training, and we get the shittiest jobs, and we'll fight you for it.
But you get
We'll
the
fight
best
you.
food.
No, not at all.
Yes, you do. You get crowns. You get the red ones.
No, the fucking Air Force gets the variety pack crayons. That's my favorite joke about how fucked the military is. The Marines and the Navy are eating about the same, because you're going to eat the same in the fleet as the Navy is. But then you go to the officers' table, and it's the officers' table. Oh, it was really fucking nice. You get some really good food there. Okay. Then you see the Army. The Army's got a little bit better food. Not better than the officers, but they got a little bit better food than the Marine Corps and the Navy. And then the Marine Corps, the Navy, and the Army all turn to look at the Air Force, who sit down at a 5-star fucking dining table, pulling out roast turkey and everything, and they're like, what the fuck?
Oh, Sedge, did you see the that new Russian Badger clip about the A10 Warthog?
No, I have not.
Oh my god, I'm gonna share that here for later
Okay.
because it is really funny.
I think Fat Electrician still has one of my favorite videos on it. It talks about it being a warplane so iconic. My 3-month-old can imitate the sound it makes, and he goes.
I just like that in the Russian Badger video. It's a guy holding a General Electric's like pamphlet or whatever,
Mhm.
And the guy's like, "What, are you buying a washing machine?" And he's like, "No, it's for the it's for the gun on the front of the A10." And he's like, "But you're holding a GE pamphlet." He's like, "Yeah, they make that." And it's like, wait. The people who make washing machines also make that. And it's so great.
It's like, yep, that's how American companies roll.
And the dude's just like, yeah, one spins to make stuff clean, the other spins to make stuff disappear. It's really not that complicated. He's like, wait. You're telling me the people that make toasters also evaporate people? He's like, whoa, hey, evaporate is not the right word. I neutralize targets, okay?
God, yeah. Man, the A10 kind of tragic. It's gone from overrated to overhated after like 2 videos on the internet. I think it was always overhated. People didn't understand what the point and purpose of the A10 is. That's what's gonna make the that's what makes that new plane that the special forces are gonna use, which is literally a crop duster with guns on it. I kid you not. That's what's gonna make it so good, because the A10 can stick around on scene for an hour and a half. So when you call in for fire support, you don't just have a aircraft come in, swoop in, drop its payload, then leave you, and now you have to wait for them to come back. No. The A-10 comes in, swoops in, and then hovers around the area and keeps doing strafing run after strafing run after strafing run for an hour and a half. That is an incredible boost to morale. And an incredible detriment to morale if you're the enemy that's getting strafed.
Yeah. Especially that fucking sound, Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. But now they have the new fucking crop duster, and I kid you not, it is literally a crop duster that they mounted a bunch of guns to that the special forces are going to use because it can land about anywhere. And its hover time, its ability to stay on the battlefield is 7 hours. It can stay at a battlefield for 7 fucking hours. Holy shit. It's just funny that it's a crop duster.
God, they should have just kept it a crop duster and not even put guns on it and just fill it with nerve gas and just swoop the enemy.
We're going World War I on your ass now.
£5 from Threadnought. Thank you. Due to an unfortunate accident involving a pineapple and shaving cream, Pagan is forced to appear on STAG without his fursuit.
I actually did change my my profile picture to the Cyberpunk image that I made myself in SFM, and it was my horse. But then I decided this would be funnier, so then I changed it to this.
Seriously though, look up the new Special Forces attack crop duster. It is funny as fuck that it is actually a thing, and I am way more impressed that it is actually like an armored fortress, just like the A-10 is. At the same time, it is hilarious. Oh, and also, the A-10, I think the A-10 costs about like $1,000 per hour of flight or something like that. This crop duster costs $100 per hour of flight. And the A-10 is ridiculously cost effective for its usage, which is why it's in use so heavily. You got stuff like the B-52 or the oh my god, I can't remember the spicy Dorito. I can't remember what the spicy Dorito's called. Well, it doesn't matter. But you have those, and they cost like $50,000 to $100,000 per flight hour. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Video?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Prime message and the silly fight scenes are just some of the issues with the anime. Another big problem is how it handles sexual content. Edgerunners has a lot of nudity in almost every episode, which is completely unnecessary. There's also implied premarital sex and blatant VR porn that's thrown in the audience's face.
Yeah, it's kind of, that's the point. Again, This is a society that has fully dehumanized sex. Sex is no longer this special thing. It's no longer this, like, wonderful pleasure or desire. It's now just another drug. It's nothing. People are no longer people anymore.
Premarital sex. Oh golly, how scandalous.
Yeah, that is pretty, like, whatever. That's his personal beliefs getting in here. But again, this is the entire point of it. It's dehumanizing. These aren't people anymore. They've fully been transitioned into objects. That's all they are. They're wank material. That's it. There's nothing more to it.
Yeah, it's strange to me that he doesn't seem to understand that a lot of the stuff that's in the show is specifically like warning against it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even subtle about it. Like, you can tell exactly what parts you're supposed to be like, that's good, that's bad. It's not subtle at all about it. So it's weird to me that he's like doesn't understand that when it's showing the murder and the crime and the fucking sex in the streets and shit like that, it's not encouraging that in any way. It's literally saying this is dystopian. This is what our future could become if we don't do something about it.
Yeah, this is what hell looks like.
Yeah, it's so weird to me that he doesn't understand that.
Yep. And I don't even mention that. Like, think about its entire point of the show too. Look how awesome this cyberware makes you, but look what it turns you into. You turn into a monster. You completely lose your human empathy.
Yep. Even David, who is shown, like, it portrays him as like special, and he keeps saying he's special, and then he gets all these enhancements, and then he kills an innocent person because he can't handle it.
Yep.
I love how prominent Falco is in that shot.
Exactly. Oh my God. Why is he not here?
Again, that would be a true criticism of the show. Where the fuck did Falco come from? And he talks about him being a driver. We only see him drive once. Like, it's implied he drives all the other time, sure. But we only ever see him actually driving a single time in the entire show. And he even lampshades the fact that not many people need a fucking driver.
Yeah. It's really odd how he just kind of pops up as a getaway driver out of nowhere. Like,
yeah.
He's the only one besides Maine that has a car.
Yep.
For a while, so it's kind of hinted at, oh, well, he drives the others, obviously, but it's also like, but where the fuck is he?
Mm.
I hate that so much. It's so weird that he just doesn't appear.
$5 from Jylan Brunson. Thank you. Hey, can you guys read my comment? Also, what drugs is that girl in the middle on? I want some.
So the comment was, Creetosis, how could you cheat on such a pagan? We all saw the video. How could you do a video without no animal icons? I hope you feel proud of yourself, you slut.
You could be referring to many things. Actually, I don't know what the fuck you're referring to, because even in the other, like, the video I did with those Brother Near and so on, like, I saw my owl icon, and his friend had the frog icon. Or is that part not recorded? I don't actually know.
Despite criticizing hypersexuality being used to abuse the population, Edgerunners does exactly that to its own audience.
What?
No, it doesn't. It does not. It's literally saying, this is bad, this could happen.
Yeah. Look, that wasn't treated as titillation except for the fucking weirdo. They're God damn it, I forget.
How is it abusing the audience, though? Oh, hey,
It's
Brother
not.
Near, how are you?
It's not abusing the audience unless you're, crazy, like, Christian in this sense. Like, just the fact that it's being shown at all apparently is a sin. It's like, no, dude. Again, they're showing it for a purpose. again, he's trying to treat her like an object, and we know that she's not. We've seen that she has dreams, she has plans for the future, and in fact, it inspires David to do what he does throughout the entire fucking series.
Yeah. Is Edgerunners being slandered? I wouldn't necessarily say slandered. It's the guy who made the video we're covering is a Christian, and he's got some strange takes, like apparently how the show promotes crime, or
which it doesn't.
There's premarital sex in the show, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Or they showed a cross in one scene, so therefore the entire show should have been about crosses and Christianity.
I don't think he said the entire show, but he said that it was a problem that they didn't discuss the religious aspect at all.
Yep. Which is totally fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's had some good points too. Again, Falco showing up out of nowhere is a problem. We needed more episodes. We needed to flesh out who the fuck is Falco? He's just part of the crew now. He was always there, actually in the background. I mean, literally in the background in some cases.
Yeah.
Actually, a big problem with so-called adult Western entertainment. They believe that sexual degeneracy equals good content for older audiences. But it's...
I mean, it depends the context it's used in.
You're showing Jonathan Archer, which is a comedy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It can be used for comedy. It can be used for a bunch of things.
Yeah. It is fucking, insanity. Archer is not somebody you're supposed to emulate or anything at all either. God, it'd be amazing if he says, if he starts talking about Jonathan Archer as a whole, and I'd be like, oh god, you're not supposed to actually emulate Archer, for fuck's sake.
I've never seen Archer, so I know nothing about it.
Oh, he's incredibly crude, crass, sexist, racist, very bigoted. But he's suave and has charisma, and that's kind of the joke, is that he's James Bond dialed up past 11.
Alright.
And it's pretty good fucking joke. It's actually genuinely has some good comedy, especially when they're the scientist who works for their intelligence agency that they're a part of is genuinely a Nazi scientist who escaped during Operation Paperclip, and it is funny as fuck because they'll catch him doing the Nazi salute and singing praises to Mein Führer and stuff like that. It is hilarious. And he also comes up with things like, we're going to try something again. And he goes, I'll go get the nerve gas. No, not the Jew thing. What? You got to stop the Jew thing.
But yeah, this is quickly kind of turning into, a moralist crusade, it seems like.
Yeah. Where he's completely throwing out the context to any of it. It's literally just, if it's even shown for any reason, therefore it's bad. And it's no, you can have different contexts to everything.
Coolio System kind of nailed it in chat. Showing people getting tortured and worked to death in concentration camps. Ugh, why would they be in support of concentration camps? It's just not taking away that these things aren't shown in a positive light.
Jew, 10 out of 10, badass, seal of kosher. Yes.
$5 from Indigo the Tricky, thank you. Bloody Mary, full of vodka, blessed are you among cocktails. Pray for me now at the hour of my death, which I hope is soon, amen. Okay.
There you go, yeah. Trying to speed along his alcoholism-induced coma.
Well, this video isn't that bad yet. Let's hope it doesn't get that bad.
This is still the best video we've seen since the 50th episode of STAG.
It's not. It's just degeneracy. What makes a good story for adults isn't sex or nudity.
Oh god.
No,
Stop showing these ugly characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get this shit off screen. Ugh.
It's a deep story, complex characters, meaningful symbolism, and a positive message.
It has all of those!
It has all of that, you idiot!
What the fuck?
Again, The theme that they are not subtle with is dreams. Pursuit of one's dreams and pursuit of dreams for another, and how selfless that can be. Well, also how selfish it can be, too, because when David goes off the deep end. It's fucking weird. It's like, did you not notice that they constantly show the rocket launching to the moon? I think once in every episode they show the liftoff sequence of the rocket. I have to double check for sure. But you see it in the first episode before we even meet Lucy. Again, it's supposed to be a running theme in your mind. And when Lucy and David are gonna hoinky boinky it on that rooftop, yeah, we see another fucking rocket launch again. That isn't for the fact that David's penis is going up.
Every single piece of media doesn't have to be optimistic and hopeful. Yes, there's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like,
if they
let's
really wanted to
talk
be
about fucking. Oh, go ahead.
if they wanted to show gratuitous sex scenes and shit, they would have had the characters actually having sex. But you notice they don't do that. You notice it's literally anytime that there's like a naked body on screen, it's almost always in a form that's like, yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, a 4-way in a VR sequence where nobody's like, where none of the girls are actually real.
Yeah.
And there's people addicted to it that are literally doing it in the streets. Like, yeah, it's clearly not fucking saying, oh yeah, this is a good thing. Mm-hmm. No, it's clearly criticizing that sort of stuff.
Yep.
God. Or when the girls get in the ice tub and they have to take their clothes off, and it's like it almost portrays them more as like a tool.
Yeah. They're literally plugging into the machine, and even more so when you see Kiwi, that she doesn't have a mouth or anything like that.
Yeah.
This is fucking creepy. And they're spending the rest of their lives living in a Coomer's paradise.
Oh god.
Yeah, what is the...
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what is the hopeful and uplifting nature of Schindler's fucking List? It's like, sure, those Jews survived, but it's Schindler's fucking List. It's about the Holocaust.
Yeah, I don't know why these arguments are coming up, but I guess he's assuming that people are getting horny over the show. And sure, there's probably fan out and stuff out there, but if we're talking about strictly what's in the show, if you're getting horny over that, there's probably a problem. You should not be getting horny over this stuff.
Yep. Yeah, again, it's not done for titillation purposes. It's shown to be just how nothing the human body is anymore. It's everywhere. There's no romanticism about it. There's no sensuality to it anymore. It's just a vice now. That's all it is. There is nothing more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
but Setch, it's about protecting what we love instead of destroying what we hate.
Oh god, I hate that line so much.
It is so fucking bad. It is incredible that was ever written seriously.
Yeah, The Last Jedi is a fucking anomaly.
Yeah.
There's something else I was gonna say, but I forgot what it was now.
Sex or gore to do any of that. The simple reality is that nudity is put into these shows for Coomers to gawk at and to demoralize the audience.
No,
you fucking
the
idiot!
fuck are you talking about?
I agree with one part of it. You don't need that stuff in your show, except Edgerunners is about that. It is specifically about how desensitized David is to all the violence. It shows him being a normal person. He can't bring himself to shoot because it reminds him of his mom. Then he shows him he's become entirely numb to the violence. So much so that he doesn't even crack a smile or a joke or anything like that. He just looks neutral when he kills off like dozens upon dozens of bad guys. And it's only when he kills an innocent does his mind come crashing back down. And he realizes that he's gone way too fucking far now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. if he was just criticizing shows that actually did this, he'd be right. But the problem is he's lumping literally anything. Anything. Doesn't matter what it is. If it shows anything, it is therefore bad. And it's just the lack of nuance and context is so annoying.
Absolutely. And again, the entire point behind the show is this cycle of violence and sexuality and everything. And how it's been so graded down, it's nothing. It means nothing in this universe anymore. People don't even lift a finger to help somebody being carjacked in broad daylight. Or, well, we don't know if they're being carjacked, but there's a guy being held at gunpoint next to his vehicle, and he's freaking the fuck out, and nobody even bothers to help him. Not even a police officer who's nearby. They do not give a fuck. And then when it comes to sexuality, it's like, the only healthy relationship we see in this is Maine and Dorio, and then David and Lucy. That's it. Everything else is because it's become such a tool to all the corporations, and as just a means of people just getting off. Nobody gives a fuck anymore anywhere else in the city. That's why there are people laying in the street with fucking jack-off modules in the fucking street. It's not shown as a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's portrayed to be fucking disgusting and revolting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shows, like, how detached people can become from reality, and how basically they'd rather spend their lives in a fucking world where they're just constantly having sex, that they don't even care that they're on a public street corner where everyone could see them. They just don't care.
This guy watches I Spit on Your Grave. What disgusted me the most is how there's a graphic premarital sex scene for the audience's pleasure near the start.
Yeah. Oh god, it wouldn't surprise me if you said that. And for anyone that hasn't seen I Spit on Your Grave, that's a revenge porn movie. And I mean that in the actual genre sense. It's a girl getting revenge on the people that violently molested her. I was going to use the other word, but YouTube doesn't like that. But yeah, and she gets it in gruesome and gratifying manner. That's what the entire thing is about.
It's an attempt to think that sexual immorality is normal. It isn't necessary for anything else.
It's normal in this universe. Yeah, there's no morals in this universe. There aren't good people. It's even shown that the police at the start aren't like doing this to really help people. They're doing it as a fucking job. They don't care about protecting people at all. And they're treated like cannon fodder because the city doesn't give a shit about them either. They're literally mowed down by the dozens until Max Tack shows up and kills the guy going cyber psycho.
Yep.
Again, this city has no morals. That's Lucy's point of why she dreams of the moon. Something that, by David's statement and her own saying you did your research, is not a nice place. It's more like a concentration camp. It's more like a prison. You have to work in very strict manner in order for the entire program to continue. But she sees that as a welcome paradise compared to being in Night City. That's her dream.
Yeah. God. Yeah, the police are they're so cannon fodder that even when trauma team shows up and they have guns to deal with the situation, they just straight up abandon the police to Maine to die. Like, fuck it, the client's dead. We don't care how many of you die.
Yep.
Fuck off, we're leaving. And then they get blown out of the fucking air. Just...
Yeah. Hey, is this mess my fault?
The show makes
$5.
The show makes it very clear that Lucy wants to move out of Night City for those reasons. I don't think this guy was paying attention to even this show's basic storytelling, Lamau. I don't think it's that he wasn't paying attention. I think that he's viewing it through a very hard, I guess, fundamental Christian lens, where there's nudity. That means it's, I don't know, unholy degeneracy or something.
There's
It's weird.
violence, so therefore
It's
it is
glorifying
enforcing it.
violence. Yeah.
These people are criminals, even though they're not. They're mercenaries. Like, sure, David was doing crime beforehand, but he's a mercenary now. It's totally legal business in Night City. Again, it's not glorifying crime. It's not glorifying sex. It's not glorifying violence. It's showing how awful all of this is, and especially David having a mental breakdown when he saves Maine's arm. That's all he could grab. Well, while as Maine died and Max Tack blew him away and everything, and he escaped, that's all he could grab.
Isn't there a shit ton of degeneracy in the Bible? Quid pro quo, motherfucker. Hey, brother Nero, do you want to come on? We can start a new group chat and have you join the call if you'd like.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is annoying though. How it's like, yeah, oh well, my depiction of sex is fine because the Lord, it's in the Lord's book. But this depiction that criticizes it, no, you can't do that. No, not allowed to do that.
So I'd love to, but I can't. Okay.
All right. I thought I'd offer.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they showed a woman's ankles. This show needs to be banned.
Oh God, that reminds me of in the movie The Patriot when they're doing the old courting rituals and everything, and he has to stay in her bed, and it has to be at the parents' house and everything. So the parents come in and they literally sew him to the bed. They wrap blankets around him and they sew them to the bed so that he can't move. His evilness will not be tempted by the seductress curves of the woman. It is funny as fuck because then the father has to get up in the middle of the night and put an earpiece to the wall to hear if there's any degeneracy going on. It's like old courtship rituals were fucking hilarious. Imagine being tucked into bed and not wanting to get, turned into a burrito because it's cold out. No, you're turned into a burrito so that you will not be tempted for the sex.
Cringe, yeah.
Yeah.
$5 from I've never actually asked. CPT, that is Captain, right?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Shorthand for
Captain Professor Dr. Horatio Fellatio Flungus McDingus III. Thank you. Bonjour, Cream. Bonjour, Cream Team. Today's Emperor is Napoleon. The last time the French were people. Also, read The Expanse. The audiobook is great. Ah.
Yeah, I don't like the show that much. The show fucks up a lot of the morals and narratives and everything. Kind of because, again, a show has to dictate, like, do you want to have an ensemble cast of 600 people? So it's like, okay, fair, I see what you're doing, but then there are a lot of key people you should have kept that you got rid of, and then you gave different plot lines to different characters, and it doesn't make sense for those characters to have them. It's just like, ugh. Read the books or the audiobooks for The Expanse. It's way better.
Maybe at some point. Right now I'm about halfway through Pet Sematary by Stephen King.
Nice.
Back before he was an angry lesbian.
Yes. Well, he was always a weirdo. The book It is kind of what cements fucking Stephen King being a weirdo.
Yeah, I was actually browsing the audiobooks the other day, and then I saw It, and I forgot about that part initially, and I was like, oh, the It book. I heard the movies was good, so maybe this was... Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was my favorite epic rap battle of history, was the Joker talking to the It clown, and it was like, maybe you should tell your author a little more PG and a lot less 13. It's like, damn!
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You guys should watch Moral Oral. It calls out all these Christian stereotypes. I used to watch that on Adult Swim back when... years and years ago. I never finished it, though, but I watched Steve reviews on it, and he kind of covered the rest of it that I hadn't seen and what happened with the show and everything, and it's kind of sad, but It was a good show for the most part. It was definitely interesting.
Yeah. It's just like Admiral Tony Dawning says, I was wondering why someone was throwing Stephen King books at anyone entering the library. Then it hit me. Yeah, no, he's a fucking weirdo, that's for sure. Meanwhile, I watched Logic if I want to do that kind of stuff, because Logic, it's a great channel that's all about, using your intelligence and everything like that, but also going into some of the kookiest, wackadoo nonsense you will ever see from a lot of these people. It is crazy. Man, I don't think all Christians are like that. In fact, I know the vast majority of them aren't like that, but it is insanity Logic hour when you watch a Logic video and him going against these people that are like, the moon is hollow sort of thing. It's like, wait, how is that fundamental Christian belief? And oh, whatever.
Yeah, everyone knows the moon is made of cheese. It can't be hollow.
Remember, the United States in 1950s fired a rocket at the moon and it reverberated like a gong. And it's like, what? When did that happen?
What?
What?
Oh, yeah. Dude, the fucking moon logic that these people come up with. Literal moon logic, by the way, these people come up with is crazy. Wait, the moon is hollow, it lost its humanity? Yep. It's coming to eat us, just like in Dead Space.
And one of the big strengths of the anime genre is that it strongly avoids premarital sex. Western anime should take note. Ironically,
What anime
have you watched?
Yeah, seriously.
If there's one thing, there's a common complaint with a lot of anime, is the fact that it's aggressively horny, too much so in a lot of cases. Like, okay, that's not necessary. Calm the fuck down.
I don't know if you guys are on the same frame as me.
I am. This frame.
I'd say like, this is hyperbolic, but I don't think he's totally fucked on this regard. This statement here is completely hyperbolic, but I think the hyper-normalization and reveling in sex is what leads to dystopia. Because you start losing the empathy for other people and everything.
Yeah, but that's a category entirely removed from premarital sex.
Yes, I agree. Like I said, I don't agree with this hyperbolic nature, but I can see where a more rational person would come at this from instead.
I guess this guy hasn't seen hentai? I guess not.
Oh god, don't tell him hentai exists. His mind would probably melt.
This is just such a wonderful frame. I love it.
Yeah.
I actually want to wind this back a bit to make sure we don't miss anything.
anything else. And actually, one of the big strengths of the anime genre is that it strongly avoids premarital sex. Western anime should take note. Ironically, premarital sex is part of what leads to dystopia, as it creates fatherless children, rampant abortion, STDs, infidelity, and a general breakdown of family culture.
Okay. Fatherless children, yes, is a bad problem. Abortion is also a bad problem. I'll stand on that fucking landmine for sure. That is totally my opinion. That is not the opinion of Cree or Pagan. I will totally jump on that landmine myself. Abortion is bad. I will fully jump on that. And yes, it does cause STDs. This, again, casual sex is not the same as premarital sex. If you're in love with somebody and you're going to be married to them anyways, it doesn't fucking matter. You're in love with them. If you guys boink and then you eventually get married, you don't have any of these problems because you're together now. You're married. The problem is the I'm just gonna go out and get banged by 50 dudes, or I'm gonna go bang 50 chicks sort of thing.
Yeah. Premarital sex, again, isn't the problem. It's being a massive fucking slut.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that goes both ways, by the way. I'm not just talking about women.
Yeah.
Though, obviously, with the abortion crisis, a lot of women should learn to fucking close their legs.
Yeah. I think it's fine to have sex if you're in a relationship with that person and you're doing it safely. You know, like you aren't, you know, you're not like a disease-ridden whore having sex with a ton of people and getting them infected knowingly and shit like that. It's like, yeah, that's fucking bad. But if you're in a relationship with someone, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to have sex with them. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Again, it doesn't cause infidelity. If you are not married, but you're going out with somebody and you've only had sex with them, and then you eventually get married down the line, how did that cause infidelity?
Yeah,
and the answer is it didn't. Again, this is one of those things, like, this is the insanity of it. You can't correlate this as a one-to-one thing. Casual sex is not the same as premarital sex. They're different. And casual sex is also not the same as fucking wild gay orgies and shit and fucking swinger fests.
Yeah. I think it's fine to have sex, pagan. Hey, there was more to that statement.
Yeah.
If you want to prevent a dystopia, one way to do that is to discourage premarital sex. Now...
No, that is absolutely not correct. One way to do it is to keep focusing on human empathy, openness, and freedom. That's a way to stave off dystopia. Keep your compassion.
Yeah, this kind of shit worries me. Like, you know, it's like, how should I word this so I don't fuck up my words?
Uh-oh.
I like Republicans. I don't like the GOP. And it's shit like this that kind of worries me, where it's like, you're going to swing too much the other way. Like, come on. Like, just be sensible, be reasonable. Don't turn into a Bible thumper and start being like, yes, we need to start enacting laws that restrict people because of our beliefs and shit like that. It's like, no, that is the reason.
That's what the leftoids do. Don't do that.
That's why people don't like the left. Don't do the same thing, but on the other end of the spectrum. It's just as bad. Don't do that.
This is Cloudseeker says, so you need to be woke then? Oh, fuck no. That's the problem with woke, is the fact that they do this exact same thing. They just try to word it nicely. Oh, we're not preventing you from speaking and curbing all of your freedoms. We're just ensuring a healthy atmosphere. Fuck off. Piss off. Go join the 42%.
Oh, God. $2 from Lanterns Glow. Thank you. Why have compassion when you can have Jesus?
Yeah, exactly. God, there's a lot of people who, actual Christians,
yeah,
actually have empathy and compassion. But my God, there are so many people that just use religion as a crutch for personality. Where, I don't need to be compassionate and empathetic. I just have to say I believe in Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, no. Again, if you want to be a Christian, if you want to be a Muslim, if you want to be whatever, and it makes you a better person, good for you. Where I draw the line is that it becomes your personality. It is all you are. It is how you judge everybody, and nobody can ever measure up because you've created this fucking fantastical, never wrong, incorruptible deity in your mind. So how can you not be disappointed in everyone else? How can you not treat everybody else as terrible and everything? This is the kind of shit I hate. But again, I hate the opposite of it too. Where I hate the fucking leftoid NPCs that do the exact same thing. Their just deity is their own self-ego. Yeah, I can't stand people that make their religion their personality. I just can't.
At this point, being a leftist is basically a religion. Yeah, it is. It's actually
a cult.
It is a cult. Yeah, it's actually a cult.
Yeah.
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 Oh God, that reminds me. Did you watch that JonTron clip that I posted in Discord?
No, I didn't. I forgot.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's an old one, but it's good.
Yeah, why do you believe the things you believe? Well, what happened was they started saying it in public and in front of cameras.
Yeah, and he shows like an actual clip of like I think
The
it's like
world.
the face.
He shows the World Economic Forum's Klaus Schwab, the dude who's leading the literal New World Order government that people tell you is a conspiracy theory. No, he's literally saying it in the open and showing you what his plans are for the future. Wonder why people might be rebelling against it.
And then it cuts to the woman, you know, and he's like in a wig and shit, and it's like, okay, well, why did you like why do you
The
believe
woman
this
was the
thing?
World Economic Forum one, and then the
Oh yeah,
dude
she was first, and then it was the dude second, right? Yeah,
the
and then
Mark
it's like, well, why?
Zuckerberg trial.
Yeah, and he's just like, he literally does the exact same joke where he picks the TV up. And he's like, well, you see, they started just saying it directly in front of cameras to everybody. It's the fucking Mark Zuckerberg trial thing where he just admits all this like dystopian shit he was doing.
Yes. It's like, my God.
Oh man, and this is why JonTron is so much better than Game Grumps.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Game Grumps was good when JonTron was on it.
Yeah, Game Grumps was good until all the talent left.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because Dan has a lot of talent, but unfortunately he's stuck to a literal living turd that drags him down, so he ain't gonna go nowhere. Besides his music will go places, but Game Grumps will not.
Mars Ninja, that is the funniest part. So Mars Ninja says, the best part of it was a World Economic Forum video titled, "Are you ready for a new world order?" with the context caption beneath it calling it conspiracy. Yeah, YouTube's little like disinformation thing that'll put underneath people's videos from now on. Yeah, and then it's like, yeah, the New World Order is a fake conspiracy theory that pretends that a shadow organization is controlling the world and everything like that. And then it's like, meanwhile, you look at the video, you hear what they're saying, and you see that in the background it literally says the New World Order Summit, and it's like,
Well, Setch, you see, it's it is the fact check was correct because the conspiracy is that it's a secret
a secret
world government. See, that's the conspiracy. What was shown in the video was blatant and flagrant. They were saying it directly to the camera. Yeah, it's not a secret. So therefore the fact check is correct.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, there you go, chat. There's your divergence. Again, I didn't expect we were going to go this way, but I didn't expect that we were going to have this guy say premarital sex leads to dystopia.
Oh.
To edit, David and Lucy do stay in a committed relationship for the entire show and don't get involved with anyone else. It doesn't erase the problems I mentioned earlier, but it's not as bad as it could have been.
No, it entirely does erase the problems because these are two people that engage in it that don't lead to infidelity or a dystopian future. In fact, she gets her dream at the end.
Talk about missing the fucking point. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus, this is really bad. Tyler McDonald, premarital sex in my anime? Yeah, fucking what the fuck? This dude, man.
Oh my god. We need to make a meme. We need to make a meme of his character as the astronaut looking at the Earth and is like, wait a minute, premarital sex in my anime? And then just have us behind him with a gun that says always has been.
Yeah. God, I'm genuinely curious what animes he's been watching where he doesn't see any kind of like titillation or premarital sex in his fucking anime. Because my god, that's like the one thing everyone knows about anime is that there's a lot of sex in it.
Yeah, there's times where it is stupidly, aggressively horny. It's like, calm the fuck down, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's one of the reasons why it's hard to like always 100% defend it because it's like. Yeah, good luck trying to explain to your parents why anime isn't degenerate. Like, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, or explain how it's like, no, that show's really good. Oh yeah, well this creator made another show. It's something about an Oni-chan thing. It's like, oh god, no, don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Do not.
I can only assume that he's watching the most, like, child-friendly animes possible. If
that
he
or
thinks
he
they're
just
all family friendly.
That or or he just watches like you know, he's not actually that big of an anime guy. He's more of a you know, like he's seen the classics and that's it, like the big five or whatever, and that's it, and then just
Well,
assumes
he wouldn't
that
have
all
seen
anime.
Cowboy. He wouldn't have seen Cowboy Bebop because that has a lot of sexuality and violence in it. That would have kind of colored his perception. Maybe he thinks Cowboy Bebop was Western anime.
Oh no.
I don't
That
know.
would be fun.
I'm curious. I kind of want to know what he thinks of Cowboy Bebop now.
I'm
I
afraid
imagine-
to know what he
Yeah.
thinks of Cowboy Bebop.
I am too, because like imagine the kind of shit. Like imagine trying to shit on Cowboy Bebop of all anime. It's like, ooh, dude, you are swinging at the wrong fucking target here, my guy. Like you
Yeah.
should not be going for fucking Cowboy Bebop if you.
Cloud,
Oof.
Cloud Seeker says child-friendly anime. Does Full Metal Alchemist count as child-friendly? Yeah, sure. It was totally friendly to Nina.
Yeah.
That is still my favorite fucking shirt of all time. Nina and the dog doing the fusion dance with Dragon Ball Z, and it's like.
Yeah, that's
That's
fucking
dark.
great.
By the way, what were the big five animes? I'm assuming Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh.
No.
No.
No?
No.
No, Dragon
it's
Ball,
like-
sure. Pokemon, sure. Cowboy Bebop
No.
would be one of the big ones.
Okay.
I would say Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Dragon Ball Z, Ghost in the Shell, and fuck, what's
Well,
the
if you
other
watch Ghost in the Shell, then it's even more fucked because she
one? I know.
Yeah.
gets tips for being a lesbian in cyberspace.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fucking.
God, I guess anything from Studio Ghibli honestly would count also towards like the big five. Because it's like that is-
Infidel.
Studio Ghibli is like the big mainstream one.
Deus Vult Infidel says Digimon is better than Pokemon. I agree, honestly.
I also agree.
But you know what's even better than both of them? Monster Rancher. Because it was so fucking weird.
It was weird, but it was good. Like, okay,
Yes.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I don't know how good it actually was. But I remember really enjoying it and never understood why it didn't take off.
Yeah.
I never saw
What-
it. I don't even know what it
what's-
is.
What's even funnier is all these different companies have the exact same idea. And again, this is something that just happens, right? It's the same thing with happened between Deep Space Nine and Babylon 5. They had similar ideas at the same time. Is it because one person was stealing over the other? No, it just happens.
Yeah.
And you had all these different like shows like, what if we have like a team of like gathering monsters? We can turn that into a card game sort of thing. And they all three come out and they're like, wait a minute, and then the people are pointing fingers like, you copied from me, you copied from me. Shit like that. It's like, no,
Oh.
guys, it happens. It happens, stop it.
Yeah, Akira and One Piece. Yeah, definitely those two. Yeah, those would definitely be on the list of like the big name
Alright.
ones for sure. Yeah.
Pagan, to let you know what Monster Rancher was, kid buys a PlayStation 1 game, the game sucks him into the video game world, and a lot of the monsters are corrupt. They have this, like, little... I don't want to say it's like a badge, but it's like this emblem on them, and they have to destroy that to free them from the evil power, basically. That's what I remember of it.
Yeah.
Ah,
And one of the main characters is a sperm with an eyeball in the mouth.
oh,
Literally,
wait
yes.
a minute. I
Yes.
think I've seen clips of that. Yeah, it's just this like weird little one-eyed
It's a...
like yellow thing with a
Yes.
big mouth. Yeah, I've seen clips of that. God, that looked weird. Like, especially because I've only seen like random clips, and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this?
Oh, Gundam, you know what? I think Gundam would probably be one of the more big five.
Maybe I've never seen Gundam.
Gundam was all over the place, especially on Cartoon Network. They constantly would do Gundam, like, all the time. In fact, that's where the Toonami character, kind of, his design came from for the Cartoon Network. So, yeah, I'd say Gundam would probably be one. Jesus Christ,
Oh,
I remember
God.
how many times I would play those Toonami games. Like, okay, it's going to be red, green, and blue team fighting each other again. And stuff like that. And I would be like, yeah, I'm going to go get the DSL network connection, plug it in. I'm going to be on purple team or whatever.
I
Oh,
wasn't,
dude.
I wasn't much
child-
of a I wasn't much of a Gundam guy. I didn't really care too much for it.
That was-
I was more of a Evangelion guy.
Oh, my big thing when I was a child was either Batman the animated series or it would have been
Yeah.
Reboot. I combine digits.
I couldn't watch Reboot. I don't know. I saw like one episode and just like when I
Reboot
a kid,
was super. If Reboot when you're a child is fine. Reboot when you know even slightly anything about video games or computers is the most insufferable nonsense wild ride you will ever go through.
Yeah, I couldn't sit through it. I watched one episode and was like, no.
If the player beats the game, it deletes the system and we all die. We've got to kill the player in every video game he ever plays.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Reboot,
Oh, God.
what's that? Reboot is a 3D animated, I guess you could call it cartoon, technically.
Yeah.
children's entertainment show from the 90s. And
the main bad guy is hexadecimal.
God, we brought up Gundam, and now I'm thinking of fucking Code Geass, and I'm just wondering, God, I wonder if this guy's ever seen Code Geass and what he'd have to say about that show, because my God. Have either of you seen Code Geass?
No.
No.
It is.
I think Spoonie one did a video on it a long time ago, back before Spoonie went crazy.
Batshit insane. It is so fucking weird. It's basically Gundam if it was for like pseudo intellectuals who are into like really creepy shit.
Oh,
There's
do you
literally
mean Evangelion? Come at me.
Well, it's worse. It's way worse than that. But like, there's literally there's a scene where a girl, I forget, she's not exactly a main character, but she does pop up a lot. She has sex with a table. I'm not even kidding. She literally screws the corner of a table, and it's a plot point. I'm not even joking.
Oh my God.
It's so fucked. That show is so weird.
Oh, dude. Seriously though, watch. You owe it to yourself to just see Reboot. You don't have to watch the show entirely, but just watching even a moment of Reboot, and you realize the utter insanity of it. Like, oh no, the owner of the computer has installed a new game. We have to go in there and make sure he loses, or else it wipes us all out. And like while the player is playing the game, while he's playing the game, it's destroying like Cyber City or whatever they called it. It's so fucking dumb.
Someone in chat said, wasn't Megabyte the main antagonist? I think that might have actually been it.
Oh yeah, Megabyte might have been the main antagonist.
Yeah.
I think Hexadecimal might have been a later villain.
Megabyte.
I love
What do you
that
think
anime.
of how
That is so-
small a megabyte is now?
Yes. And it's just like,
man, that meme is fucking great. Wait,
That's another thing I
anime is
fucking hate.
99.
That's another thing I fucking hate. Hard drive manufacturers, go fuck yourself. Stop trying to change what a megabyte is and a gigabyte and everything is. Now you have to call it gigabit as the difference thing, and I fucking hate it. So I learned it as byte, and what bytes are is it's just the binary code sequence up to 1,000, which is 1,024. That is what a megabyte was, a gigabyte was, a terabyte was. Until hard drive manufacturers came along, they're like, well, we need to advertise that we actually have more space than we actually sell. So what if we just say it's 1,000? And I fucking hate that that's stuck.
I love that there's so many people in the chat just going Table Coon. Like, there's so many people in here that have actually seen Code Geass and knows exactly what I'm talking about. Fucking Table Coon. Oh my God. Oh, yeah, this guy would definitely lose his mind if he saw fucking Black Lagoon. Oh my God.
Trust me, Anaphalina, I know. A bit is 1/8 of a byte. Yep. I know. Trust me. But now you have to say it's gigabit internet because bit is now the 1,024 and byte is the 1,000 instead. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah, fuck that.
I hate this shit. I hate it so much.
Yeah, that's gay.
It's like the 1,024 isn't arbitrary, okay? It's exponential growth. That's how binary works. That's how the bits and bytes work. It was 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256.
Yeah.
That's 512, 1024. That's how it works. It's not arbitrary. It was entirely deliberate.
He should watch Bible Black. I think something as wholesome as Bible Black would really help him.
I think he should watch Hellsing Ultimate.
Oh. I agree.
He should have just gotten married, but Netflix can't have that. Too traditional.
He died, you fucking idiot! How are they supposed to get married if he's dead?
David,
Just marry his ghost forehead.
David does the ultimate sacrifice and dies for her dream. Again, which was part of his character. It's what he reveals in the second fucking episode. That there's nothing wrong with living for somebody else's dream. Because that is his entire character. He doesn't have a dream himself. Instead, his entire ambition is to fulfill the dreams of others. Which is why he was going to die for Maine as well. Until Maine told him to snap out of it and stop being a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I can't believe this. Yeah, this has gone off the rails. This dude's video has crashed pretty far down at this point. What the fuck?
It's not though. It's nowhere near any of the other ones we watched, but it is a dire straits from where we start.
This is really bad. Oh well, he should have just married her. Oh well, I'm sure they could have done that after what happened. Yeah, I'm totally sure.
Smash her fucking teabags.
Yeah, I'm totally sure David's gonna walk out of there and meet Lucy to marry her again. I'm totally sure they're gonna meet up on the moon. David totally didn't get his head blown off in the last episode.
Oh, Slide Dice says, at such, I've been playing Metal Gear Solid 5 recently, and the Fulton balloon system realistic or is it video game logic? It's total fucking video game logic. That's not how the Fulton recovery system works. Okay? My favorite joke about Metal Gear Solid 5 is that Kojima was browsing Wikipedia one day, saw the Fulton recovery system, and only read like the first couple sentences, and then put it in his game. Cause what the fuck? I'm just gonna put this balloon that's gonna send you up into the fucking stratosphere. Have fun. Bye. Woo! God. So if you want to see how the Fulton recovery device works, actually, Batman: The Dark Knight showcases it really well. Showcases it really, really well. But no, the Metal Gear Solid 5 one is absolute fucking lunacy and fairy tale logic.
Yeah, it is.
I like though how it's like you're kidnapping mercenaries to induct them into your cult. It's like I'm looking at you. Oh yes, you're actually a really good shooter. And then you run up and knock them out, drop them in the open, stick a balloon on their belt, and watch them scream as they go flying into the air at like 3,000 miles per hour. Like what the fuck?
And then they just become yours. Like they just serve you. It's like what the fuck? Why?
Indoctrination process successful.
Yeah, apparently.
By the way, that meme I showed on screen was by Idigo the Tricky.
Yeah,
I figured it was fucking great.
Idigo usually puts it's the meme lord for us for sure.
Yeah, he sent me a couple others too, but I don't want to spend too much time on memes if I can help it.
One good thing in Edgerunners is its commentary on transhumanism. Transhumanism is the ideology that believes that human beings should be biologically enhanced or outright replaced with technology.
That's the hyper extreme version of it. My transhumanism, what I believe in is I would love for a day to come where we can upload ourselves, our consciousness, into a new body so we can continue onwards. That's what I would love. But I'm very much more a human-centric variant of transhumanism where I want people to be people. I want if you become a transhuman, you shouldn't be able to compete against people who are normal ever again. Like, there are people out there who are hyper-radical extremist transhumanists who are basically the tech priests from fucking Warhammer 40k. They want pure machinery, and machinery above all. I am not at that point. Again, this is taking the most extreme view and treating it as that's the only view that a transhumanist has.
Yeah. About the extent I would go is like like, if like your eyes are failing or something, you're going blind, maybe get like new eyes so you can see shit like that. It's like that is fine.
Again,
But like when you're literally just turning into a cyborg, it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, the guy who was born without legs, if he wants to get himself a pair of fucking legs, absolutely go for it, my dude.
Yeah, exactly. God, and it would be kind of interesting if they could like make synthetic organs that don't fail, and then basically you could like, I don't know about live forever, but live a very long time. And it's like, oh, but that would come with so many different problems in and of itself. Like, imagine if everybody on Earth could live for like 1,000 years.
There's actually a fascinating one from Love, Death, and Robots that does that, where everybody stopped aging, and so nobody would have children anymore because there wasn't enough room on the planet. You had to make room on the planet for this new life to exist.
Yeah.
And there's a guy who's like a Blade Runner-esque guy who has to hunt down children and kill them. And how awful his life is, and how he feels terrible and dead inside.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that is
child murder.
Yeah, that was a pretty good episode. I like too that he made room by killing his partner instead, so that the child could live.
I need to watch more of that. I've only seen the first one.
Love, sex, and rowboats. Oh, God, yeah.
Destroy the child.
If they never age, does that mean he's running down fleeing babies? No, they don't die. There's a procedure you can go through that extends your life. So because there's so many people on the planet, there's no reason to have more, because the planet literally can't afford more people on it. There's not enough resources to continue going around. There's not enough space to continue going around. But he hunts down these parents who have it the natural way, who have children, and he has to arrest the parents and then execute the children. Brutal. It is pretty fucking dystopian, for sure.
Yeah, that's why I've always thought of like immortality and just like long-livedness as like its own issue, where it's like, oh yeah, that'd be great to be able to live forever for you, but then what if everyone could do that though? And it's like, oh no.
There are characters, in fact, in the Sakara novel that I'm writing, there's characters that realize that people are not meant to live forever. And I don't mean that as in like a whole thing. It's like people can't handle the fact that, hey, you get to live, you don't get to see your family anymore because now they've all passed on, and now it's your great 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 grandchildren and everything. Oh my god, man! If I had my voice modifier, because on a Warhammer 40k roleplay server, I was actually besides being the inquisitorial psyker on that server, I was also part of the Adeptus Mechanicus, and I had a voice changer, and I would totally read that if I had my voice changer on this backup computer. I would absolutely read it with the voice changer on. Now where are the toasters you promised us?
Now where did you hide the toaster? That's great.
Yeah. The text-to-speech device is working flawlessly, unlike your feeble flesh.
God, I actually have a voice changer thing on my computer. I might have to start using that for the streams every once in a while. Just for jokes.
Oh. Yeah. So in the Sakara series, there are species that can live forever. The kin can live forever, and the elves can live forever. But they also have their own problems that they deal with. Like, crisis of identity is a big problem in both of those communities, because you get displaced as time moves on, and what you were good at is no longer relevant anymore, and stuff like that. And the overall world moves past whatever you were. Like, if you were the guy that was the best at making paper, right, back in the day when you needed to actually harvest the wood fibers and pulp and everything and turn it into paper that way, well, as paper becomes more and more readily available, now you've just lost all that thing. And so they have a lot of these two species have a lot of crisis of identity because of stuff like that. And then, of course, the other species get jealous, not realizing what they because they covet what they don't have, right? At first, you think, oh yeah, I want to live forever. You absolutely do. Not realizing that the elves and the kin have their own problems with living forever. But, it's because it's something you don't have, and it's something that sounds nice at first. Then there are people, the humans and dwarves and everything, that do actually get this wish, and they realize how fucking much of an utter nightmare it is, because their friends, their family, their society, their community, everything dies, and they're still here. Oh yeah, and then there's one character who physically cannot die, and it was a punishment by the gods. At first he reveled in the fact that he couldn't die, and then he started realizing how quickly not being able to die would be really bad, and he realized this when he was beheaded, and he was still alive, and so was his body, and he was like, oh fuck. And then that's kind of turned him into a fucking paranoid, delusional wreck, and he realizes what the gods' punishment really was. Not the fact that he's going to be beheaded. He managed to get his body back, but now he's a complete fucking wreck. Because he's worried, like, what happens if I get eaten by an animal and I'll still be alive? Sort of thing. And I know there's some fucking weirdos out there like, oh, that sounds hot. And it's like, go fuck yourself, you weirdos.
I wasn't paying attention. What happened?
Yeah, I was talking about, like, immortality, like, the problems of immortality. Like, this guy in my story was cursed with immortality. And he, at first, revels in the fact that he can't die, and then he gets his head cut off,
That part I did catch. There was something after that.
Yeah. I was talking about the fact he turns into a wreck, and he thinks about what if animals eat him, and he's still alive. And then I'm like, I know there's some weirdos out there that are like, that sounds hot, and I'm like, fuck off, you weirdos.
What?
But yeah.
Let's move on from that particular discussion.
Okay. Pree's brain automatically tunes out the cringe.
As inferior and undesirable, and as such, it seeks to modify it in extreme ways.
Again, we already said this, just to round this back out. He's taking the radical extremist version of transhumanism, and he's taking that as that's what all transhumanists believe, which is not at all what all transhumanists believe.
Simple. A technology installed into the human body that allows it to carry 10 times the weight of a normal human would be an example of transhumanism. The Cyberpunk...
Yes, but that's not radical transhumanism. If you do that for a point and purpose, what if you're a soldier? That sounds like a really good thing for soldiers to have. And I don't just mean that as in every soldier should be mandated that, but Jesus Christ, can you imagine how useful that would be?
Not just soldiers, but like first responder type stuff too. Firefighters, different kinds of rescue teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be absurdly fucking useful.
Again, he conflated it with the extremist ones, where like we should destroy our bodies and we should just be pure machines, stuff like that. Yeah, that's what the most extreme transhumanists believe. But now you're just talking about like basic augmentation, stuff like that would be genuinely helpful to society as a whole. I don't think you should never have an augmentation like that ever forced on anybody, but it's obvious that is a huge benefit. And so if you're somebody that's willing to go through that, then you would get the benefit of it.
Doctor, turn on my degen inhibitor.
Cyberpunk is the definition of a society that has fully embraced this transhumanistic concept. In order to engage in his mercenary lifestyle, David has to fuse...
Wait, now you got it right. You always call it a criminal, now you're calling it mercenary. Again, mercenaries are not criminals.
He might be one of those people who thinks it is.
Yeah, no, that's fucking weird. Mercenaries are not criminals. Private military contractors are not criminals. Again, you can be sketched out by it, you can be weirded out by it, absolutely. There should be some checks and balances on it, but they're not criminals.
I can't put this one up on screen, but I'm going to share it with Pagan and such. Idico.
Yeah, absolutely fucking weirdos.
Anyways.
Cyborg to his body. These parts give him amazing superhuman abilities, but they also come at a horrible cost. You see, people attached to these cyber systems eventually lose their minds and become what the show calls cyberpsychos.
It's not guaranteed, though.
Oh, yeah. Again, you can even stave it off because you find your limit and then you back away from the limit.
Yeah.
That's how you stop going cyber psycho. These are the people that go beyond their limit, the limit of what their, for lack of a better word, soul can take. That's what makes Adam Smasher so ridiculously rare. That's what makes him a unicorn, is the fact that he doesn't have a limit. And honestly, with the fact that Lucy was even able to pull him out of cyberpsychosis to begin with, David doesn't have a limit. That's fucking crazy. Which is why Adam Smasher says that he would make an interesting construct to begin with. That is an incredible compliment coming from Adam fucking Smasher.
I like how the first thought Kree had was about responders and rescue use, and Setch's is like, war!
Yes! War!
Well, I mean, I couldn't really go in on the war point since Setch already made it. Right? But yeah, imagine having, like, 10 times the strength of a normal human, and there's someone trapped in a burning car, so you have the ability to literally just fucking rip the door off. Or peel the roof
Jaws
off.
of Lifestyle.
Peel the roof off like a fucking tin can to save that person.
Yeah.
That would be incredibly useful.
What would Adam even do if a fly bothers him? I don't think he would give two shits.
Yeah, he seems like he's beyond caring at that point.
Yeah.
While you may get a temporary boost from becoming a cyborg, in the end you lose your mind and your soul.
No. That's only if you go beyond your limit. You can scale down, go lightweight. You can stave off cyberpsychosis by understanding your limit and not going past it.
Yeah, he's acting and talking as if this is guaranteed for everyone eventually. You get a USB drive implanted in your fingertip, so you're gonna eventually go cyberpsycho regardless. Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Lucy is a prime example. Dario is a prime example. Neither of them go cyberpsycho. Fucking Tanaka doesn't go cyberpsycho. And Tanaka's way more kitted out than even most of our crew.
Yeah, he's got those fucking spike things that shoot out in every direction.
Specifically designed for if he ever gets taken hostage.
The brain dance guy, he's literally got eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah. 5 of them, which is creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, one eye, I understand. You're watching your back, but 5 of them, I'm just like, why?
Characters even tells David the technology pushes your soul to the edge until you lose yourself forever.
That's if you do too much.
Yeah,
No.
he's specifically referencing the Zendevistan and shit like that.
Yes. He's not referencing the technology as a whole. He's referencing the specific technology designed for soldiers that was too much for soldiers to handle.
Yep.
Man, you're missing the point here.
There's a lot of points that this guy's missing.
Yeah.
I followed warning against transhumanism.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not at all, because you're completely missing the point. You're
Again.
completely removing all context from all of it.
This is treated like a drug, not as transhumanism as itself, but a drug, a high. They're constantly chasing it. They're constantly running it. They're constantly pushing the edge of what they can handle. In this case, again, for lack of a better word, what their soul can take before they lose their humanity. That's what going cyberpsycho is. You lose your humanity. That's why it's a miracle that Maine didn't just kill fucking David, and that Maine, even lost in his psychosis, was able to tell David to fucking run. Don't sit here and die with me, you idiot.
You can get laser swords implanted in your fingernails. Why did you have to remind me of that?
Oh my god.
God, yeah.
My throat is still too sore to actually do a re, but just know that I'm reeing in spirit.
Mm.
Progresses, David gets more and more symptoms of cyberpsychosis and has to resort to extreme drugs to alleviate them.
Because he keeps upgrading himself over and over and over again. And he gets told that's a bad thing. He saw Maine do this, and Maine ignored the warnings. David's doing the same exact fucking thing. Like again, this is why if cybernetics required this sort of dependency on drugs and stuff like that, that's why I would ever object to it. I'd be like, nope, not happening. No thanks. Because I don't want to be dependent on drugs and everything like that and what a company says.
No, David! That's too many Skyrim mods!
Yeah. Oh my god.
Your game's gonna crash!
So today, on our Skyrim modded adventure, I installed all the Skyrim mods. You boot up the game and it's just like, whoa! And you, like, pull out into the real world instead of the video game recording, fall into the real world. You see the monitor literally, like, zapping and crackling and stuff because there's too many mods.
Oh, I wish you could know how perfect that was, because when you said what, you like your like mic cut out and like it was like you were vanishing into the ether. It was fucking perfect. It was like the fucking woo as you like disappear. It was like that. It was so perfect.
I still want to do the destruction streams of like Skyrim and Oblivion and stuff where you install like as many fucked up mods as you can and still keep it running to see how fucked the world gets.
Oh, dude. Just seeing Patrician talk about, and he only installed the stuff that came with the content creation club, or sorry, the creation club, the content creation club, the creation club, because he's talking about how awful it is. And my reasoning for why it's that awful is the fact that they have to make sure that it works with everything else on the creation club, so you're never gonna really get anything major from the creation club, because they have to ensure that every single thing on the creation club works with the base game and with everything else on the creation club.
Yeah, so you're not gonna get, like, big new zones or revamping of cities and stuff.
Mm. Yeah.
Cyberpunk World gets wrong is its idea that humanity embracing transhumanism is inevitable. That is...
How is the...
Where does it say it's inevitable?
Yeah, what?
Also, I don't know, I kind of agree that it would be, because it gets down to that whole situation of, if you could fix the problem, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, if we could give a person legs that never had them in their life, why wouldn't we? If we could give them arms, why wouldn't we? If we could give them eyes so they could see for the first time ever, or ears that could hear for the first time ever, why wouldn't we?
What if you get fucking lung cancer and they can just replace your lungs with artificial lungs that are like 200 times more efficient than regular lungs?
Yeah.
Or your heart or whatever else.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
Like, you'd be able to solve so many illnesses and diseases with stuff like that.
Yep.
What if with cyber modifications you could actually stop different mental illnesses like dementia or Alzheimer's?
Replaces your heart with a 3090. Oh, yeah, artificial hearts do exist. If anyone didn't know that, they do exist, and they are fascinating.
Yeah.
Hmm. Captain Picard has an artificial heart.
Is by case. If our society continues in its atheistic, nihilistic approach, then it might. But
Atheistic, nihilistic approach.
Those
No,
are
no,
two
no, no, no,
entirely
that's
different
not-
things.
Yeah, those are not correlated with each other. And also nihilism. Again, this guy doesn't know what nihilism is. He knows one aspect of nihilism: the people that see that there's no consequences, so they revel in it and everything. But no, there's all different facets of nihilism. There's a type of nihilism I believe in, which is if nothing matters, then anything you do is thus far more important because there's no like divine arbiter, there's no order to it. So you choosing to be a good person is that much more powerful because nothing does matter and you're still choosing to do it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, this dude's like, he has a very simple one-track mindset, and anything that deviates outside of it is foreboding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like that. Like, again, the intent here isn't to be offensive to Christians or religious people. It's just like, it seems like we've got a guy here who sees everything through that perspective, and
Yeah.
I guess
He's
can't see what the show is trying to say because it's got this religious tilt on it.
Yes.
Yeah, he's made religion his personality, and
Yeah.
he's gone into it so far that anything outside of it is wrong.
And again, we've had 70, wow. We've had 67 other episodes that showcase that this happens to people that aren't religious either. You have the same exact thing. They get it twisted and they assume the one encompasses the all sort of deal. Very easy trap to fall into regardless of who you are. He just happens to fall into it while being hyper fundamentalist and conservative Christian.
I'm a
Yeah.
Christian, and you're not offending us. This is definitely a very one-track person. He's got the spirit, but he's a little confused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, this is a very human thing that happens. You don't need to be a Christian for this to happen to you. This is the not being able to understand anyone else's point of view sort of thing.
It's
Yeah,
actually,
it's the same thing that leftoid NPCs do all the time too.
yeah, it's actually kind of refreshing to deal with an actual religious person who sees things this way, rather than someone who just likes one video game more than the other, so he can only see it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different take. It's a different style from what we're used to dealing with, for sure.
But I also think that makes it much more interesting than the stuff we normally cover.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Oh god, he's an ideology psycho. He went over the edge.
Yep.
You dare question the word of the almighty Jimmy? I know he said Jeebus, but the fucking reference I had to. The almighty Jimmy?
many reviews condemn transhumanism as evil. Catholic philosophy condemns
Okay.
transhumanism because, unlike medicine, which takes the natural human form as a baseline and attempts to restore it, transhumanism wants to replace man.
Medicine doesn't always want to like what is the baseline you're working with here? I guess I'm trying to figure out what do you mean by tries to restore it? Because what if there's medicines that just mitigate it? What if there are medicines like artificial hearts that replace the heart because it's defective? What about the people that have their legs replaced because their legs literally don't work anymore? Like, is
You should
that
just accept it? Just have bad legs, dumb it. Fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Just have a bad heart.
again? The stuff I'm talking about is transhumanism, but it's trying to bring you back to normal, which would fit his definition of what medicine is.
Yeah, this is really weird. He's really going in on the whole like transhumanism literally means that you're a part of like the Warhammer I fucking I forget what they're called.
Adeptus Mechanicus. the
Yeah,
tech priest.
Adeptus Mechanicus, like fucking dudes, like like he just thinks that that's what it is. Like that's what all transhumanism is. It's you must become fucking metal.
I tell you what, though, if we were at that level of Warhammer 40k, I would absolutely join the Adeptus Mechanicus just for the sheer shits and giggles, and be like, they show up and it's like, "How are you doing, my fellow human tech priest?" And then I suddenly come like crawling down from the ceiling like a spider, and I'm just looking at them like, and it has to translate for me and shit like that. I would do it just to be totally fucking like, ah, yes, I too am human. In fact, I love when tech priests actually do that, because tech priests, they have all kinds of different faiths and creeds and levels, like from fundamentalist tech priests to hardcore radicals and stuff like that. You get all kinds of cool fucking sects and stuff, and I just love the idea of just the ones that do it just to be weird. And I love when they do that in the stories and everything like that, just to fuck with the normal people.
$10.
Like, dude literally pulls his head off and hands it to somebody. He's like, "Here, hold on to this."
$10 from Captain Professor Dr. Horatio Fellatio Flungus McDingus III. Thank you. I've noticed no one seems to know what nihilism is. I personally don't want things to have inherent value, because it means all my successes and even failures are mine alone.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Horatio Fellatio Flungus McDingus. That's what I'm getting at, is because there's no divine order, there's no like objective like thing, there's no objectivity to like, this is the way society must be, this is the, this must be done this way, this gives you this many points, stuff like that. I think it makes it all the more meaningful that because there's no divine arbiter, in my view, that you choosing to do good is that much more powerful, that much more empowering to yourself as well.
I can't believe you ignored his titles, you savage.
I was doing it for time. I don't know why, because given this show.
Augmentation and replacement aren't the same thing. Some transhumanists want a human hive mind, but this clearly isn't the case in Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
$5 from Jylan Brunson. Thank you. Forgot to ask, Sech. You are the oldest. Have you seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space? If so, how do you feel that I'm making this old movie into a game?
I have not seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I've seen a lot of old school movies. A lot of them through Mystery Science Theater 3000 before it went to shit.
I've seen it. I've seen Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I have not.
It's pretty wacky.
My dad had it, but I never watched it because I hate clowns.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I do know that a game is being made for that movie. You're working on the game, Jylan? That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh god, a game of that is gonna be weird.
That might actually be fun. That might actually be worth streaming. Creed is racist confirmed. Yes, I want to genocide all the clowns.
To kill me with a forklift. Oh no.
What?
Oh god, we need to watch some Mystery Science Theater 3000, because that is one of their most famous ones where a dude tries to kill like a super agent with a forklift, and Tom Servo starts singing, "He tried to kill me with a forklift, ole." Because, oh man, some of the movies they watch are just like total fucking lunacy.
$5 from Jylan Brunson. Thank you. Oh no, sorry. I meant to say they are making a game about the movie. Oh, alright. Yeah, I remember hearing about that a few months ago. I'd say my good deeds hold value because there's an actual malignant entity, Satan, trying to sway me away from them, so it contextualizes them as harder choices to make.
I don't see that as empowering to me. I don't. Because then it also surmises that it's the malignant entity that is trying to make you make those ones instead of you personally going against yourself. and that you are choosing to go against the darker parts of yourself. I find that far more empowering. Again, like I said, that's I mean, if people want to view it that way, they can. It personally, to me, I think that doesn't work.
Yeah, and I don't know. There's just something about that where I feel like it feels like there's an objective morality to it, and it's like, well, obviously you're going to choose not to go against what is objectively good.
Yeah.
For most people, so it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. It's not as empowering to me. Where it's like, whereas if if nothing is actually objectively morally good or bad, it's just what we decide it is. For you to actually do something that is again, and not objectively good or bad, but the better thing to do just seems better to me.
Yeah, I view it as more it's you making the choice and you deciding against the voice in your head and everything.
Yeah.
Rothbard says, I'm so confused. What type of furry is pagan today? Some kind of nude primate?
Yes. The best kind of furry.
Creetosis. Can you say one of famous snake catchphrase, kept you waiting, huh? Was it Snake that said that? I thought that came from somewhere else. Alright. Kept you waiting, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright.
And views his natural bounds as unwanted limitations.
I mean, if you're born without legs, that is a pretty unwanted limitation. I think I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I was born without legs, I'm pretty sure that I would want a pair of legs.
Yeah. It's just me, but still.
God, imagine being not born with something and then getting it, like, being able to see, and then when you turn, like, 20, you lose your sight.
Well,
And
aren't
it's like,
there
I'd rather-
videos out there of people who were born without, like, hearing or sight, and then technology has helped them? I think hearing is the one that I've seen a video of where, like, someone hears music for the first time, and it just... they can't handle it emotionally because it's this entire sense they haven't had for their entire life. And it's just so amazing that they can actually hear now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've seen one where somebody was blind and they got a surgery where they basically like implanted a camera into their eye and it made it so that they could see basic like basically black and white images and stuff. So basically they can see. It's not like it's not super great, but it is like you can see, you can drive and everything. Like it's like watching an old film basically.
Mm. I've seen one where they did that. They installed like a lens into this guy's eye, and he'd have to put a cap on it every night to go to sleep. But it gave him the ability to see.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I'm glad stuff like that exists, so people can actually experience more of life that they weren't able to before.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and the thing I was bringing up about like what if you had it before? It's like, well, when you're born that way, you kind of grow up that way, and you kind of, you have your set methods of dealing with it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier. But it's like if you were, if you had sight for most of your life and you just lose it, it's like you're basically a vegetable for a while. For a pretty good while, you're not going to be able to do much because you're not used to it. There's no way you're going to be able to properly move around for a while. You're basically going to be limited to a room. Yeah. And it's like, I would really like to be able to get my fucking sight back, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What about reborn or reincarnation? That is in many different belief systems. I don't know what that has to do with this discussion, though.
I don't believe in it, personally. Because I think that cheapens, like, you're doing it for some other gain later on instead of doing it just because. I would rather... Like I said, I find it more empowering to do it just because there is no divine arbiter. There is no, like, a chance after this. I make my choices because it's me.
Oh,
because I'm the one making. Yeah.
Mm.
I find reincarnation and rebirth and stuff like that to be a way to like, and you'll get your reward if you do it at the end, sort of deal. And you know, I'm not one of those carrot and stick kind of guys. I'm much more like I am me. I choose to be me, and I choose to be a good person because it's what I want to be. How is good defined if it was not already defined by a higher power? Well, that's easy. It's just logical. You don't want to be hurt, and then you logically deduce that that person doesn't want to be hurt, so you don't hurt them. That's being good. You don't need a higher power to tell you that, oh, hey, don't hurt that person because it's bad. No, you can obviously, through your own empathy, realize, hey, I don't want my stuff stolen. They probably don't want their stuff stolen because they're like me, so I'm not going to steal their stuff.
Yeah, it's like there's a reason why we have laws that aren't biblical and
Yeah.
they apply today and are considered good things to have, and they are in no way connected to religion.
Yep.
It's like that's how those came about, was through logic.
Yeah. Rafar says, I just read about a cult that claims mental retardation is a punishment for past life crimes. Hitler and the Nazi high command were reborn retarded. Fucking wow. Yeah, but right and wrong can then be extrapolated into good and evil, right? If you're somebody that constantly commits wrong, then you're not a good person. If you're somebody that constantly does right, you're not an evil person. They're not totally separate concepts from each other.
Okay, so I want to.
Oh, good lord, what crimes did Acerthorn commit in his past life?
Oh God. Yeah. But Darren Rogers says, while the laws of the U.S. are secular, they do have a heavy Judeo-Christian influence. So, in the first episode, when we were first covering this video, in the previous episode, I brought that up. I actually brought up the fact that, like, even if our current understanding of morals is based on, like, Abrahamic faith and stuff, of, like, you know, the 10 Commandments and stuff, which is fine, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be religious in order to agree with those type of things. And also, there are things that are morally good that fall outside of those bounds that religion has not touched.
Mm.
So, like, I think a good example would probably be I haven't read the Bible, but I'm assuming there's nothing in there about, like, defense laws and stuff like that, because it, like, you know, it says do not kill, but it's like, okay, but what if someone tries to kill you? Are you allowed to legally defend yourself with lethal force if necessary?
Depends on what version of the Bible you get.
Okay, well, so would that actually be in the Bible?
It might be in one of them.
Okay, so I don't know.
As Rags brought up, he's talking about the one about the elephants and stuff like that. Is like there's all kinds of stuff in there that is complete nonsense too. That you really want to bring up the things. We'll go into all the nonsense then.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some in there where it's like, yeah, if you do this, you deserve to be stoned to death, and it's the kind of shit where it's just like, why? What the fuck? Like, that seems morally reprehensible to do to someone over something like that. So, again, I wouldn't say, like, that religion is the arbiter of what is right and wrong, especially when religion has some really fucked up stuff in it that's like that it considers okay.
Mm.
And it's like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna. No, just use logic. You should be able to deduce what's right and wrong for yourself, and within a consensus of the majority as well. It's like it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. Man, we're way out into the weeds now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thus despises mankind. So I
What? No, it
What?
doesn't. transhumanism is by its nature, even the most radical and extremist of them, by its very nature, is human-centric. You want to continue the human, therefore you are upgrading it. You are continuing it better and better so that human can continue. It's not, you don't despise people. It's like, oh, I hate people. I want us to be robots and stuff like that because I hate people. No. You want to be robots so that you can live forever, sort of deal. That's you embracing your humanity and trying to remove the limitation of mortality. It's not you trying to wipe out the human.
By the way, removing mortality, something people have been wanting to do for thousands of years.
Yeah. I think.
Excellent people.
Go ahead.
No, you started to say something. That's why I paused.
No, I was just gonna say this is just him showcasing that he doesn't know what transhumanism actually is either.
Maybe he should have done a bit of research before making his video.
Yep.
Him and views his natural bounds as unwanted limitations. Transhumanism, thus, despises mankind. So
yeah, and you
I have
cannot make that
excellent news
connection.
for the people discouraged by Cyberpunk. If Western society became Catholic again, Cyberpunk's world could not become a reality.
You cannot.
What?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Like, it's technology. It's just progression. It's gonna happen regardless. There's plenty of religious scientists who fucking do this shit. Like, what are you talking
think
about?
science started to begin with? It was the fucking monastic orders and everything, the religious groups. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, where is he getting this shit from? Oh, it'll never happen if we just go back to if everyone just decides to be Catholic. Okay, one, you're wrong. Even if that were to happen, there would still be progression of technology. This sort of stuff would still come up regardless. Secondly, good luck getting the entire fucking world to completely change to one religion. Good luck.
Yeah, I have no fucking. That is some fucking clown logic if ever I've heard. My God.
I don't know. It just seems weird to me that he's this staunchly against it when, like, we've already talked about how with certain technologies you could be able to replace failing organs to help people stay alive. It's not abandoning humanity to get, like, a replacement set of lungs or a pair of legs for someone who was either born without them or lost them or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially when the show goes out of its way to portray that getting too many is a problem, that you shouldn't replace your humanity with machinery. Like, they expressly make that, like, a big plot point of you push your soul over the edge when you do too much to your body.
And the one character that does is completely fucked.
Yeah.
Like, Atom Smasher is very clearly portrayed as not someone you want to be.
Yeah, he is the bad guy. He is the de facto bad guy of the series. Like, come on.
Yep. Zeta Ridge 7 with 2 maple leaves. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, that went from 0 to 100 fast. Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. Like, I hate that it always goes off the rails. Every time we get one where we're like, oh, you know what? This is actually pretty good. Maybe it'll stay this way throughout. No.
And then it's like the pills wear off at the halfway mark. And then
Yeah,
start
every
going down.
time. It's like, this video was actually really good at the start. It had some issues, but it was pretty good. And then now it's just like, what are you on? What are you smoking, my guy?
Oh God! I remember this reminds me of those Luddites, the fucking weirdos that see technology as bad, and if we just get rid of technology, things will be so much better. And they're like, oh, okay, so what do we need to get rid of? And then they have some arbitrary line that's drawn. And it's like, oh, so the hoe and everything, your clothes, that's all technology, you dipshit.
Yeah, it's really stupid. I fucking hate that crap. It's like, oh yes, this time period with this technology is when it was okay. And it's like, but why? Why specifically that time period with that technology? Why not anything before or after?
And I'm gonna tell you right now, For as much as big pharma is a fucking problem, I would much rather live in the ages of modern medicine, not in the days of bloodletting and fucking leeches.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine going back to a time before penicillin. I'd
Yeah.
rather not. No thanks.
All the transhumanism and crutch up to the group. It begins in a very nihilistic scene where one of the crew members
You don't know what nihilism is. Stop saying nihilism or nihilistic.
Yes. Yeah, stop saying nihilistic just because a character dies. Like, a character dies and everyone gets really upset and mourns for his loss, and you're calling it nihilistic. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't know what nihilism is.
Yeah.
has his head blown off out of nowhere by a random cyberpsycho. Despite this brutal murder, none of the characters, even the guy's own sister, Rebecca, seems to care that he just died.
Are you fucking kidding?
What?
What are you talking
You are
about? She's
actually
fucking
stupid.
Crying.
What
okay,
fucking
this-
show were you watching?
Okay, no, this dude did not pay attention. He clearly
No, he
did not
didn't.
pay attention at all. Everyone is upset, especially David. Everyone is super
Especially
upset that he's dead.
Rebecca.
Rebecca
She takes
loses her...
Maine's gun and, like, she accidentally saves herself because it's so big it knocks her on her ass.
Yeah.
She fucking loses it. She loses her fucking mind, goes full fucking crazy just to kill this guy. And then, because of what happened, because she wasn't able to save her brother, augments herself to use bigger weapons so that that shit, like where she took Maine's gun and couldn't handle it, will never happen again. And then she even emulates him. She starts
Yep.
doing all the shit he used to do.
Dude,
What
she's
the
in
fuck?
fucking tears. Tears. She shoots her brother because, yeah, her brother's already dead. He's not coming back. She shoots her brother because she's so fucking pissed at him that he died. She's going through the stages of grief.
Oh my
And then
god.
after she shoots him, you turn to her and she's in fucking tears. Even to the point where I believe she has snot running out of her fucking nose because she's crying so hard.
Oh my god. They even bring it up later. Like, they even mention, like, you know, she even says, like, I can't see you end up like my bro and shit like that. And they even mention, like, ever since she lost her brother and shit like
Yep.
this. It's constantly, it's referenced that it misses him. And everyone else does too. Even Lucy, who didn't like him because he was a fucking Copperfield piece of shit,
Yeah.
felt bad that he was dead.
Yeah, because he didn't deserve to die. Again, if he deserved to die, Lucy would have just fried his fucking brain. She zapped him and shocked him a few times, but if he deserved to die, she would have just fucking killed him then.
Oh, that fucking idiot. He would.
And yeah,
please.
that is part of why she doesn't want to come around as much anymore. Because of his death. That's one of the reasons why she's not around anymore. And also she feels like David was still mad at her. Which, she was right. He was mad at her a bit.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you want us to
Alright.
continue without you, or?
Yeah, go. Yeah, continue.
Okay.
Rebecca's only complaint is that she didn't get to kill him herself. Dystopia.
Oh, my God. You took that at face fucking value? She's pissed! She's fucking pissed! My God. Oh my God. Somebody that doesn't care and was looking forward to him dying wouldn't be freaking the fuck out. Wouldn't be going absolutely insane. Wouldn't be stealing guns from everyone else to try to kill the piece of shit that killed her brother. If she genuinely, 100% just wanted him to die and she wanted to be the one to kill him.
She also wouldn't be living with him if she had options to move anywhere else, which, with her talents, it seems like she would be able to leave.
Yeah,
And live
and the amount of
elsewhere.
money they have, which again
Yeah.
blows David's mind by how much money they fucking have. Again, David gets paid for just a simple milk run, a delivery. Just deliver these new hands to her brother. And so he does, and she slaps and with the usual fee, typical fee for a delivery, and he's like, "What the fuck, all this?" And she's like, "David, you're adorable." Good God. Face value takes the special edition. Then we have 8 Australian kangaroos from DailyOCon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Did this person play games while listening and occasionally watch the show in the background? That could be. This thing with how a lot of these channels like MatPat get popular, they're second screen fodder. Second monitor heroes, basically. That could have been what happened with Cyberpunk with this guy. It was a no one bullies my little brother but me situation. Yeah, essentially. I can read part of that into her character.
Someone should be distraught that a family member was just murdered in front of them.
You mean like how the show portrays her to be?
She's completely irrational to the point that Kiwi actually has to put her to night-night, put her to sleep so she'll stop trying to get herself fucking killed. Because she was going crazy. She was distraught.
This is actual insanity.
What is happening here? I have hate for MatPat for some reason. Like, I really dislike him for no actual reason. I hate him for a lot of reasons.
So do I.
Like, I have 1,000 reasons I hate MatPat, and he fucking deserves it. Again, I'm entirely biased in that regard. I'd like to say that I don't hate anybody undeservedly so, but I think MatPat especially deserves the hate. He is such a slimy snake piece of shit. I gave the Pope a copy of Undertale. I'm a good person. It's like, go fuck yourself, Matt.
Or better yet, when he makes a video based on fucking, like, who would survive COVID? Surely not your grandmother. Luigi would stomp her to death.
Good fucking God. For anyone that doesn't know, MatPat is the game theory video guy. He does all the... That's just a theory. A game theory. He's that moron. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't do any research. He always gets his math and calculations fucking wrong.
He's extremely
he's
biased
insufferable.
to whatever he likes. Like that fucking video where he said the samurai would beat the other two. The
Yes.
medieval knight and the Viking.
Based on nothing, and he can't get basic equipment names correct. He doesn't know what they actually used. He thinks the Vikings actually didn't wear armor, which is insanity. The Vikings wore armor, you fucking idiot. My God.
I think even Toby Fox straight up told MatPat to go fuck himself for his entire Pope and Undertale thing. If so, that means Toby Fox is really based.
Yeah, Toby Fox can't stand MatPat either. Oh, he's fucking insanity. It is fucking insanity. Again, he only got popular because of the second monitor. He's the second monitor wonder. People just put his on and they're not even paying attention.
I need to get this comment. What the fuck is a samurai going to do against the fucking medieval knight's armor? Well, you see, the samurai sword, that's what it's called. It's not called a katana, it's called a samurai sword. Can cut through anything, especially steel medieval knight armor.
Yeah, that is way higher quality than the samurai sword could ever be.
No, you don't get it, such they folded it 1,000 times. It could cut through anything.
Yeah, it's that weird... It's the weird fucking insanity that I hate. It's like, okay, the samurai sword, aka the katana, is gorgeous. It is beautiful. It is the peak that you can get with the really shit sand iron, the tomahawk and steel that they could make. Alright? It's fucking tomahawk and steel is really, really fucking bad. Really bad.
Oh, but don't forget, they're skilled archermen. Knights were never archers. They definitely didn't have European longbows or anything like that. No. So it makes sense that they would win. Like, Yeah, no, he would win. He would land all of his shots. Then the knight would fall off his horse, and then the knight wouldn't get back up, and then the samurai could just walk over and stab him.
It
God, I
cuts
can't believe it.
anything. I've seen anime, guys.
Yeah.
$2 from Jylan Brunson. Thank you. Can you guys read my comment? Creetosis. How much for your farm equipment? Oh yeah, it's 2022. We can't call that creature that no more. How much for your lizard equipment? See, we all getting better. 2 million.
And it's paid to me.
No, paid to me.
Nope.
I'm the one selling you.
I don't give a fuck. You don't
Why
owe
would
me.
we give the farm equipment money? What? No, that's not how it works. You don't give the tractor money because somebody buys it. You give it to the owner.
That's it. Tonight, both of you, be on the lookout for the lizards.
Oh fuck. We crossed the line.
I like how the fucking horse character somehow isn't isn't farm equipment, but the dragon is.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to me.
All right.
but not nihilistic enough. And things
Wait.
I need to hear
Oh,
that.
yeah. He was talking about the nobody's crying for the brother thing. It's like, but it's again, this show isn't about nihilism, you idiot.
dystopia or not, someone should be distraught that a family member was just murdered in front of them. But I guess that's not nihilistic enough.
You weren't paying attention because she was. You need to watch that scene again, you idiot. That's literally all we have to say. You need to watch that fucking scene again. She was clearly fucking distraught, you moron.
Yeah, I think you were away for this, Pagan. He actually said that no one cared that Rebecca's brother got killed. At
Yeah,
random.
I heard
Okay.
everything. I'm wearing my headset, so I can hear everything. Yeah, no.
Mm.
Dude's an idiot.
For the group only go downhill from there. Maine begins losing his mind to cyberpsychosis. He gets several opportunities to scale down his equipment and possibly prevent the insanity.
So
but
you
he-
know, hold on.
So you know that you know it's not a guarantee then it will happen, you idiot. Like, see, that completely destroys your point earlier.
God, this is anyone out there who's thinking of making YouTube videos. Sometimes it can be easy to miss stuff when you contradict yourself. You just have to pay a lot of attention to your script and watch stuff back and just go through it in detail. Avoid shit like this because it is insanely fucking obnoxious.
Yep.
And it makes people not take you seriously if they catch it. Oh, cyber upgrades will eventually make you get cyberpsychosis. But Maine could have prevented that if he downgraded. Then you know there's a limit. You know not everyone who gets upgrades will go fucking cyber psycho.
Holy shit, we got a hot new fan art fresh off the presses. I didn't see this before. Arnold's too powerful. Fuck you. All right, hold on.
Copy the link.
Yeah. I don't know how it was too powerful, but there. Although, why did Pagan steal my hat?
uh,
Oh, it's so good.
All right.
to be fair, I do have a hat as well, so.
Yeah. People got hands off my fucking Capitaine. It's mine.
Oh, that's a big image. Hold on.
Is it?
Yeah, I just have to rescale it to get it on screen.
Oh,
Wow,
fair.
it's
Okay.
fucking gigantic. I see one of the other grab points. We're almost there. Oh no, I lost it! Ah, there it is. Yeah. One thing I love about anime is how it condemns premarital sex, and then it's all of us laughing.
Yeah. Oh God. No, that's fucking insanity logic.
You know what I just remembered? There's this one clip that went around a few years ago of an anime girl, and she's in just like a bra or whatever, and there is absurd titty physics going on. Like, it is just unreal.
Yep. That's the whole, like, oh, she's standing there not doing anything. How do we keep her interesting? And then they just see her boobs take on a life of their own. They're just like, whoa. It's like, why are they bouncing and jiggling right now?
And they even give them like sound effects even when they're in the background. You'll just hear like the weird like whoop, whoop,
That would be fucking hilarious for an anime stealth game where it's like, oh, the guard is coming. Woo, woo, woo. As it gets louder as the guard gets closer.
Help, I'm too dummy thick, and the clapping of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guard.
That, but in anime form. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't believe you said that. That's... oh my god.
God.
I'm sorry, guys. Anime is confirmed to be haram.
Yeah, whose tits are wobbling?
He's to scale down his equipment and possibly prevent the insanity, but he decides there's no going back. He basically resigns himself to his own doom.
Because his dream was to keep running. His dream was to keep running, keep pushing forward. That's why we see in his delusion he's his old self as a runner. Oh, God. And he even keeps referencing the fact that with the Sandy, David can move fast. And that's what you're all good for, right? You can run fast, huh? With that Sandy, you piece of shit. Something like that. Then what does he do at the end of his life? He tells David to keep running. You've always been fast. Just keep running. Oh, God.
He ends up going insane, kills his own girlfriend, Dorio, and gets...
No.
Kill her!
He did not kill her. She got shot in the back of the head by a police officer while she was trying to give Maine the medicine.
Yeah.
He did not kill her.
Yep. Dude,
Jesus,
you
pay
need to watch
attention.
that again. Yeah.
I did actually miss that when we watched it. I thought he did kill her accidentally.
No. You can see the gun, she's way past the gun barrel and everything like that, and then you see the bullet come in from the back, it hit her in the back of the head, and then come through her forward.
Yeah, plus it's the smart shotgun that he has, so it would have completely annihilated her. Her body would have exploded if it hit her.
Yeah.
Alright.
Gets himself too.
He doesn't get himself killed, he kills himself on purpose as a funeral pyre to her.
Yes, and it kills all... Well, I don't know if it kills all of the Max Tech guys, but it creates enough of a distraction that it kills him, it kills some of the Max Tech people, and it gives David a chance to escape.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like, otherwise they were going to die anyway. Max Tech was already there. He was going to die. It was guaranteed. So he took the option of, I'm going to do a funeral pyre for my fucking girlfriend who just died, and it's also going to give my teammates a chance to escape.
Yep.
You fucking idiot.
Oh.
The show should not need to hold your hand this much. Come on.
Yep.
You should be able to piece this shit together.
Especially when a lot of what the show is trying to tell is very blatant anyways.
Yeah, it's not a very subtle anime. You shouldn't really need your hand held this much. This is kind of ridiculous.
How did David pull the arms off, though? I never figured that out. I think David went back into the room after the blast. Because he probably left the room and went back in with the Sandy. Because remember, it took him multiple trips with the Sandy to get to Maine to begin with.
Maybe.
So I don't believe, because they showed us it took multiple jumps with the Sandy to get to Maine in the first place. I don't think we're supposed to take it that he just came from Maine and was there immediately.
Yeah. I assume that because he gets blown apart in this scene right here that's actually on screen.
No, it's not for me, but yeah.
But when he put his hand on the gun and stuff, and like he was like basically right there, that as he got blown apart, he was like grabbing Maine and tried to pull him like with him, and all he had was the arm because Maine got blown apart. Kind of like that, you know, like that scene of like, we made it, and turn around and it's just the arm.
reminds me of the scene in Jurassic Park where the arm falls.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, thank God, you're still here!" And she leaves, and it's just like half the arm is like, "Ah!"
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was like inferring from that scene, was that like he grabbed Maine's arm to pull him, and he got blown apart, and all that was left was his arm. So
Yeah.
You know what we should maybe watch next week or the week after or something? Jurassic Park. I really
Maybe.
like that movie.
Sure, we can do that.
yeah.
I want to get back into Saturday Showtime. I haven't been able to do it because of the backup rig and all the fucking sound troubles I've been having.
Yeah.
$5 from Jalen Brunson. Hey, can you guys read my 2 comments and I stop? Alright. Also, Creetosis, how much for the girl in the middle to step on me? And Creetosis, don't judge me. We all know you like feet. No, I don't. You feet lover, no. Feet people are degenerate. And Tennessee bite her lips so hard she started bleeding. Yeah, that would turn me on. I have no idea what that last part is.
What? I mean, I can
Anyway.
bite your lips off if you want, but I mean that if that's your kink, sure. But I guess I get a tasty treat. But
Maine seek help, and his resignation to death are behavior patterns common in drug addicts.
No shit!
yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of the comparison they make, my guy.
That's
is
kind
that,
of the blatant theme they're going for here.
yeah, it's that's kind of the point, my dude. The point is
Like,
that when
did you-
you
did you-
overdo it.
And did you not, like, you obviously missed the scene where David and Maine are both going, "Ugh." They're in that pre-high, rather than that post-drug high when they take their meds. They treat it as like, "Oh, yeah, shit, that's good." It's pretty fucking obvious that this is a blatant allegory for drugs.
Themselves, they're in too deep to stop, or they've damaged themselves beyond the point of recovery. This hopeless outlook prevents many of them from making the hard but necessary changes to turn their life around. In Maine's case, it ends in tragedy for him and his entire...
Oh, look! Maine didn't shoot her! Notice how Maine's gun is to the right!
Yeah, it's over her shoulder.
Wow!
side of
Oh,
it.
you fucking idiot!
Yeah,
Maine
this is,
kills her. You
Jesus
moron.
Christ.
Oh.
Yeah. And what he's saying right now is literally what the fucking show portrays.
Yes.
He's acting as if the show doesn't portray exactly what he's saying right now when it does. That's so annoying. Like, they are clearly trying to make an allegory of, like, yes, drug use is bad. Going too much of it is bad. It will lead to this type of shit. Oh my God. I swear to God, if he says that, it's like, oh, it's endorsing it. It's praising it. It wants people to, take drugs and stuff, and they shouldn't do that. It's like, no shit, Sherlock. It's not fucking telling him to do it. It's clearly saying this is what will happen if you do. Maine is supposed to be a warning. He's supposed to be a fucking tragic character of like, yeah, don't end up like this character. Don't do what he did. That's the whole point. Oh my God, I'm actually getting mad.
Oh, 1 second.
Well, he's gone. I can read the super chat. $10 from Scootmeister. Thank you. That reminds me. I think Nogla, in one of his iconic misspeaking moments, said that the part of the brain that handles emotions is near the bit that controls your feet. Hence why people have foot fetishes. Can we not talk about foot fetishes, please? I have no idea if that information is even true, though, but the brain... Ah, yes, when I think of endorsing drugs, I totally think of a situation where a couple of characters end up in a horrific tragedy. Yeah. Well, this guy already said that the show, like, endorses criminal behavior and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's here. The power supply is now here. I now have my 700 watt power supply.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Only got a 700-watt bronze still, but it's EVGA, so they're a good company. I don't blame them for the other power supply. That probably is the thing that went bad. You'll get that 1 in 3,000 chance. That you'll just have the one that goes.
Larry Strong will remember that Cree. God, that character is kind of creepy. Chat was asking before if I was going to watch House of the Dragon or not. I'm 7 episodes in, and I am really enjoying it so far.
I haven't watched any of it. I should at some point.
I would be happy to watch it with you two at some point. It is pretty decent. There are a lot of time jumps though, and they don't clearly like say that 5 years have gone by since this thing happened. They expect you to pick up on the context clues within the world.
Yeah, nice. Oh, that's cool.
That's
funny.
What?
I love whenever they deliver it, and they have to take a picture to show you where they delivered it at and everything. And this guy went above and beyond, and he kind of hid it to make sure nobody could see it from the street and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I appreciate it.
I like when people do that, and there's pictures of it. It's like a giant box, and the doormat is just sitting on top.
This one, I have a little bit of a would that be a balcony? I have a little bit of a front porch. It's not really a porch. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just like it's not really a stoop either. I don't know what to call it. But anyways, I have that, and he put it around the corner of it and everything, so you can't see it physically at all from the street.
Like a patio?
Kind of, yeah, kind of. It's an open air patio. Yeah, it's like I don't know exactly what to call it.
I had one a couple months ago where they lean the package up against the outside door. Like, how there's the big wooden door, but there's the it's not quite a screen door. I don't know what you call it. It's like the ones that are mostly glass, and it swings outwards, and there's usually a bit of a screen in the middle. They leaned it up against that. It's like, okay, how the fuck are we supposed to get outside now?
Yeah, when they do that, when they put them in between the two doors, and I'm just like, and I manage to notice it, or I come back home and I see it, and I'm like, how the fuck? How did you get it up there to begin with?
My favorite is when I order food, and they set the drink right in front of where the door swings outward, so it's going to knock the drink over. Oh man, I really love these high IQ individuals.
It's like, oh, so you wanted to booby trap my food, or you wanted to booby trap my delivery, did you?
Yeah.
All right, let's get a little bit further.
Yeah.
Entire team. Think that after this catastrophe, David would learn from Maine, leave the life of crime, and stop.
He's not in a life of crime.
He's
a mercenary.
Dabbling in transhumanism. However, he does not. He decides to go in even deeper and become his own mercenary leader. He gets larger and...
Okay, so again, he's a merc. He's not a criminal. Mercenaries and criminal are not the same thing. And yeah, he goes in deeper because, as he even tells Doc right here, he feels more normal in this body, this robot body, than in his own skin.
Yeah, and he wanted to carry on Maine's dream. He wanted to keep it going. He wanted to keep the team together.
He wanted to keep running.
Yeah, so he stepped up and became the leader and kept the team together.
Yeah, again, and he runs it the exact same way Maine does. It's the way Maine runs it, it's the same way I run it.
Exactly.
Everybody gets their fair cut.
God, yeah, this is so annoying. Oh, you should just quit his life of crime. And like you said, it's not a life of crime. It's mercenary work. They had a bad job where they fucked up and they got in over their heads. It's like, that doesn't mean you need to quit the entire fucking game. The problem is, David did the same thing Maine did. He went too far in, put too much augments on his body, couldn't handle it, thought he was special.
Yep.
God, how does this guy not fucking see this shit? Pay attention.
Yeah.
That's the point of why didn't you get out when you saw main, like, for the upgrades? Everyone has a different limit. And again, David thought he was special, because he handled the Sandevistan, which most people can't.
Yeah, even soldiers, even a trained fucking soldier couldn't handle the Sandy. But he could take it 10 times in a single day without immunosuppressants, nothing, no painkillers, nothing at all. Just oof.
And more enhancements to his body. This leads to a disagreement with Lucy, who wants him to scale everything down.
No, that's not why the disagreement happened. The disagreement happened was because she's noticing the warning signs of him losing himself, and he doesn't want to admit it. It isn't that he got that chromed up, because they were happily together for a while he was that chromed up. But come on, you were completely stripping out all of the context here.
I think Acer Thorn is more special than Atom Smasher. If Acer Thorn got all of Atom Smasher's upgrades, Night City would be completely fucked.
There'd just be mold and cockroaches everywhere.
No, it's that at any slight, he would just fucking kill people and destroy buildings and shit.
Yeah. That was the thing that Patrician TV was talking about when it comes to Skyrim, how much he hates is that the Dark Brotherhood are so like, oh well, that guy, he made me pay too much rent. I'm sick the Dark Brotherhood on him. Oh, that guy insulted me. I'm gonna stick the Dark Brotherhood on him.
Wait, that's what most of the Dark Brotherhood missions are. I genuinely don't remember them.
Yeah,
I remember killing the Emperor, but not the smaller jobs.
It's because the smaller jobs are just nothingness. That's the kind of thing. Oh, there's a guy who takes supplies from shipwrecks. He's got to die. It's like, what? How is that a Dark Brotherhood contract?
See, the ones in Oblivion were interesting, because there were a lot of context clues around each job that could fill you in on why you're doing them. Like, the one where you drop the deer head on the guy in the chair. It's because his, I think, nephew wanted the house. Because he would inherit it. The guy that's in jail across from you, obviously he's a piece of shit, and someone didn't want him living out his life safe in jail. There's others I don't remember off the top of my head. The bandit leader, I think someone else would take over the bandit group after the sick bandit leader died.
Dinod puts it, this is one of the Skyrim ones. This guy is a bad bard. Time to die. Yeah. Probably the worst bard in all of Skyrim. There were so many that Astrid actually had to hold a raffle for who would be the actual client. And it's like, as Patrician said, I'm going to dock you 1 billion points. I hope to God that he's just telling a joke and he's being wacky. That they didn't honestly hold a fucking raffle for this bullshit.
Why not take payment from all of them?
The Dark Brotherhood is nonsense. Oh, by the way, the reason why, what was his reason? Patricia said there was only a single reason why the companions were worse in the College of Winterhold, and that was it. And I can't remember what his reason was now. And he says otherwise, the College of Winterhold, aka the Mages Guild, would be the worst faction in all of Skyrim.
Well, don't spoil me too much on this video, because the whole point I'm not watching it is so it doesn't influence my own video.
Yeah. Alright.
Advice: sometimes you should listen to your woman. The main...
I mean, you're not wrong, but you've completely misframed what the entire argument was about. Like, holy shit, dude. Yes, he should have actually listened to her. He absolutely should have. But it's kind of a good thing he didn't. Because she gets to live free instead of being under Arasaka's thumb again. And he saved the rest of the team. Well, for a time, and then Adam Smasher fucking teabags the shit out of her. Out of Rebecca. Oh, okay.
Mm,
yes, absolutely.
villain ends up being a mega corporation called Arasaka. They develop body modification and cybernetic technology. They're ruthless and atheistic with no...
Hold on, how do you know they're atheists?
Whoa. Yeah, how do you know they're atheists? How do you know they're not a religious cult?
Yeah, how do you know that they don't believe that their emperor is a god and they worship them as a deity? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, you can't just make that assumption. You're literally just saying that because, well, they're the bad guys, and so therefore they must be atheists because I believe atheists are bad people. That's literally all it is.
Yeah, again, this guy is wildly conflating it. Worse, they're Japanese. Dun dun dun!
Everybody knows Elder Scrolls 6 will get released before Cree releases his part 3 of Skyrim video. By the time you get it done, you have already forgotten the Patrick's takes. Okay, look. I'm working on the secret video now. Then I'm working on the Rings of Power video. Then I want to get all the Bethesda shit I have in progress done. The Fallout 3 analysis, the Fallout 4 analysis, the Skyrim analysis. I want to clear that shit off my slate. I want to get it behind me.
regard whatsoever. Just some of the crimes we see them commit.
Oh, 1 second.
What? I guess he got another delivery or something. This guy obviously does not know Cyberpunk 2077 lore if he jumps to those assumptions. Yeah. Like, a lot of the claims have been getting more and more weird and worse as the video goes on.
Yeah, it's weird how this keeps happening to us over and over again.
Yeah, God, it's so annoying. This is not the first time I've said this either. I thought we were finally getting a good video, and then halfway through, it just takes a fucking nosedive every time.
I think we're jinxing it, because this has happened several times now, where we're like, oh, hey, this video isn't so bad. Like, yeah, there's some disagreements here and there, but it's not so bad. And then we hit that fucking halfway mark, and it just fucking tanks. It goes off a goddamn cliff.
I think video falls off a cliff is definitely going to be added to the bingo card.
It has to be, because it keeps happening. We should stop saying, oh, this video is good so far. Because, I wonder if reality actually fucking warps itself around that phrase to turn the video into dog shit after we say it. That's how many times it's happened.
But I don't want to lose my faith in humanity either. Like, I don't want to have to be like, every time we cover a video, it's like, well, we know it's going to be shit. Like, it doesn't matter how good it is at the beginning, we know it's going to be shit. Like, I don't want to have to do that, but apparently, that's what it's turning into.
Oh, I lost my faith in humanity a long time ago.
Brother Near says, yes, guys, the Chaos Space Marines are obviously atheistic because they hate the Emperor. I love how perfect that is, because the Emperor is atheistic. He believes in the imperial truth. He hates religion. And the Chaos Marines all worship the dark gods. Oh, it's so perfect.
To be fair...
Kidnapping.
To be fair, Cree kept saying, there's no way this vid is as bad as the last one, pretty much all of STAG Season 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but, like, there has to be a bottom. When you see something as bad as Acer Thorne's Morrowind and New Vegas videos, it's like, surely it can't get worse than that. And then, like, fucking 75% of the ones we've covered since the 50th STAG have been Acer Thorne tier or worse.
Yeah,
I can't believe...
You see... You open the barrel, you look at the bottom, you see a bunch of mold in Acer Thorne's videos, and you're like, this has to be the bottom of the barrel. This can't get any deeper. And then you start hearing scratching and crackling sounds underneath. You then lift up the barrel and realize there's an entire fucking tunnel going all the way through the planet. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about our like 50th special, but since then it's like it's like a curse now. Like ever since then the videos have just gotten worse. Like they are somehow, I think every single one of them has been worse than anything we've covered in before the 50th episode. I guess season 1, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. I'm still looking forward to covering that Fallout 3 video where the thought says knuckle dragger is a racist slur.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Against black people, it's like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, that was
Ugh.
wow.
Never bother making something idiot-proof. God will create a more effective idiot.
It's not a tunnel set, it's just the lid of the septic tank. Yeah, little did we know.
Yeah, we've definitely
Kidnapping.
minded that septic tank a few times. We're not quite there with this video, but it's not
Yeah.
looking good for the rest.
Whatsoever. Just some of the crimes we see them commit include murder, kidnapping, child slavery. The list goes on.
What? Just some of the crimes, and you only list 3. Dude, you need to go beyond that. What about extortion, blackmail, racketeering? Like, there's tons more you can go with. And then you say, and then going on. Because you're trying to prove the point that there's so many, right? You just named 3 and then said, and so on. No, don't do that.
The typical crimes of an atheist.
Yeah.
Yeah, as if only atheists commit these crimes. Fuck off.
Wheeler's childhood, she was raised as a minion for Arasaka and sent on dangerous missions that almost got her killed. She eventually
Yep.
escaped and now lives in Night City to avoid being found by them. She believes that the city is the best place to hide, but I do have to question that. Would they really go to look for you out in the random countryside?
Considering you're a powerful fucking netrunner, it'd be pretty obvious if they start, like, noticing a netrunner in the countryside is doing weird things. Again, how are you going to pay for this? How is Lucy going to pay for this? She doesn't have the skills to survive on her own like that. She needs the city. Right? She can't grow her own food. She can't take care of her own crops or animals or anything like that. That's not what she's good at.
Plus, everything outside of the city is kind of portrayed as a lawless wasteland.
Yeah.
Not this lush green paradise. It's basically death to go outside of the city. So it's kind of why she wants to go to the moon.
Yeah.
It's like there's a pretty good reason. It's like if your escape plan isn't to just leave the city and go somewhere else in the country, but to go to the moon, there's probably a good reason why.
Yeah. All right, okay. There we go.
Also, we know the Arasaka headquarters is right there in the city, not far from where Lucy lives.
In a city with
it's in
probably
Corporate
millions.
Plaza.
With
Yeah.
probably millions of netrunners.
Yeah, it's in Corporate Plaza. The Corporate Plaza and the rest of the city might as well be 2 different worlds.
That too.
Like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, this is like the same argument of saying, like, why would criminals do crime in the same city that has a police department?
Yeah.
Like, you fucking idiots.
Yeah. The downtown ghetto is not the same thing as right across the street from the fucking police department.
Yeah, this is really weird. Like, this is getting into, I don't even think this guy lives in the same reality as us.
Maybe not.
She put herself right in the belly of the beast. She and David also have many opportunities to run away together and start a new life, but they foolishly choose not to.
No. David wants to fulfill her dream. That is his goal. So he wants to stay in Night City and keep making money so he can fulfill her dream. Oh, dude. My God, man. And it's not like where are they going to run that Arasaka won't have control of, or Militech or anyone else? This isn't like a world where just go to the beautiful countryside. I'm like, no, it doesn't exist. Of course, the entire Judge Dredd universe are atheists. Look at the crime rate and the police brutality. Yeah. Yep.
David himself into thinking he's too unique to ever fall into cyberpsychosis. This is despite
Wow, it's almost like that's the reason why he kept upgrading himself. Something you said that this character wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Wow.
He thought himself immune. Turns out he wasn't, but then turns out he is in a weird way because he's able to glide the edge, which is weird and crazy. Once somebody goes into cyberpsychosis, bringing them back is nigh impossible, but David is just skimming it. He is literally like grinding along the edge of cyberpsychosis and sanity at the same time. And then Lucy actually manages to pull him out of his spiral, and he's fully back to normal. It's like, holy shit, David is different. He actually is different. Again, that's why Adam Smasher says you would make an interesting construct. That's a huge compliment coming from Adam Smasher.
the keeps getting more and more symptoms. This refusal to recognize reality will later cost him and Lucy greatly. Eventually, Arasaka takes notice of David and hatches a plan to trick him into testing their new war cyborg suit. In the final few episodes, David is tricked into doing it after they kidnap and threaten Lucy. With this new suit taking over his body, he's now guaranteed to go psycho and die. He makes it his final mission to rescue Lucy and get her to a better life. In the end, he does rescue Lucy, but he and almost all of his other partners are killed by Arasaka.
I want to point
No,
out
no,
that
no.
he's not guaranteed to die, because that's what the ending shows, is that he comes back from the psychosis right at the end.
Yep, and Adam Smasher offered him a chance to live, but David said, as if I give a shit. And then Adam Smasher says, oh, well then. But yeah, no, he had a chance. He genuinely had a chance to live. But my god. And also, Arasaka killed Rebecca. Fucking, oh my god, I can't remember his name now. I've been trying to remember.
Faraday.
Faraday, yeah. Faraday kills Kiwi, and then Falco and Lucy survive.
Yeah.
So, Arasaka killed one person, and that was when Adam Smasher literally fucking dropped his metallic nuts on Rebecca's face and crushed her into the pavement.
Also,
Yeah.
he makes it sound like Lucy was kidnapped specifically because of David's actions, when no, she was doing her own thing in the background, killing Arasaka agents to get revenge, and they caught her. She was completely separate.
Yep.
It wasn't David's fault in any way. You can't blame that on David. That was Lucy.
Goomba Stomp. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Adam Smasher Goomba Stomped Rebecca.
One hell of a Goomba stomp.
Yeah. I just love that. Like, Rebecca, just move. He doesn't have the ability to manipulate where he is in midair. Just move. No, she stands directly underneath him. We're having a moment! Ah!
Even doesn't survive the chaos. Lucy is
Even Rebecca's the only one that Arasaka kills because Adam Smasher kills her. Oh my god.
This is annoying. I hate when people do this too, when they over-exaggerate shit. When they were attacking the convoy, there was David, there was Kiwi, there was Falco, and there was Rebecca. That's it. That was the entire team at that point.
Falco and Lucy survive. Rebecca's killed by Adam Smasher, and Kiwi is killed by Faraday. It's like, my god, my dude.
Oh yeah, I agree, Brother Nier.
I agree. I was just noting that if she had literally just jumped to the side, she would have lived. And I just love how like nonchalant Adam Smasher is about it too, and the fact that it plays it over and over again of her just getting squished. It's like, oh no, oh no, the short stack got smooshed.
She's not stacked though. Stop calling her that.
I know.
It's hard
The
not
midget
to. It's
got
such a.
smooshed.
It's like a perfect term, but then she
Yeah.
technically doesn't fit it, so you're technically not allowed to call her that. But it's like fucking hell. Just let me call her a short stack.
No.
Come on.
Mhm.
Fuck you. I'm gonna call her a short stack.
No, the dwarf got smooshed.
I see Pagan as the one to now kick the well can down the poisoned road.
$50 from Alex Hoffman. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Tops, how's it going? Greetings from a lowly concentration camp for cows dairy farm in Wisconsin. Loved the game stream, Birdman.
No, thank you. I might actually stream more of it after Stag today if we end in good time, which we probably will. There's like 4 minutes left of this video. We are burning through this a lot faster than I thought we would.
Yeah.
His short got smooshed.
Damn, I wish I had actually set up the voice changer thing for this episode specifically so I could try and do like the Adam Smasher voice modulation shit.
Oh, yeah, that would be
So I could do his
badass.
quotes and that'd be great. I should have done that. Fuck.
Nobody leaves the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Yeah, that's the one I was gonna do. I was gonna do no one leaves the slaughterhouse alive.
Yeah, and then David throws it back in his face. Can you really afford to be distracted right now?
Yeah.
Which is, I think that's the moment when Adam Smasher actually liked David. I genuinely think that probably is the moment that Adam Smasher came to respect David.
I love these comments. Short smooshed. Guy on screen, or no, even shorter stack and short flat.
Guy
it's
on screen
flat
has a
now.
square face. Yeah, the guy
Yeah, he
in
does
the
have a
bottom
he
left
does have-
corner.
Yeah.
Very square. He's a cube.
I guess that's what his upgrade was.
To the moon, where she always wanted to go, but even this rings hollow. She said that her only true fear was David dying as an Edgerunner. She only wanted him to live, and now her worst fear has come true.
Yeah, but David died for her dream. So now, in a sense, this is David's dream for her to live. This is David doing the ultimate sacrifice for her. Again, this is a very... Again, it's dark. It's not like spotless, blindingly bright white light. This is a very upbeat ending, honestly.
Yeah, it's very bittersweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, the show is trying to portray that, yeah, this stuff isn't good. It's not endorsing it in any way. It's literally saying, we don't want shit like this to become a reality. This is dystopian. This is terrifying. Good God, man.
Yep.
But David is not. The ending of Edgerunners is a sad one, but it's also a hollow one. Almost all of the characters we met in the show die, and the world is barely different from when the show began. The megacorps
Yeah, that's the
still
point.
rule. They're just as heartless as ever.
Yep.
David and
Yeah.
Lucy weren't able to have a happy ending.
Okay, she got a bittersweet ending. She gets to live her dream, and that's what David wanted for her.
Yeah.
That is what David wanted.
Yeah, it's not a completely nihilistic ending like you keep trying to portray it as. You just want it to be, but it's not. It's actually somewhat... It's bittersweet. That's the point. It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
Well,
You get a somewhat happy ending, but you still are left with with the fact that Night City is still Night City. All the people stuck there are still going to suffer.
Yep.
technically it's nihilistic if we use this guy's weird definition of what nihilism
What
is.
nihilism is, yeah.
Yeah.
If we use the weirdo definition of nihilism, sure, it's nihilistic. $5 from Alex Hoffman. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anyway, have a good day, all. I have to milk. We'll watch later. All right.
All right.
This will probably be the shortest episode we've ever done, though. Hands down, honestly. I think we'll get it in the 3-hour clock time.
Yeah.
ways, it's a hopeless ending that aligns with the nihilistic themes of the show. If we wanted to be charitable, we could say that Edgerunners is a cautionary tale about the dangers of crime, transhumanism, and a society that doesn't value human life.
Okay, transhumanism, no, but yes, the crime and losing the value for human life, yes, is a problem. Yeah, and so is over-sexualization. That's why they did it. These are things that they did on purpose.
Yeah, and I really don't like how he just tried to frame that as like, well, if we're being generous, I get. Fuck you. That's clearly what they were doing.
Exactly what they were doing.
It's overt. It's not even remotely subtle about it. It is completely overt in its criticism of this stuff. What the fuck are you doing?
Oh, Brother Near, don't worry. We're talking about this guy's definition of nihilism. He doesn't know what nihilism is.
He's used it several times and has got it wrong every single time.
Yeah, he has no idea what nihilism is.
It's not quite Vincent Martin levels, but it's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dangers of atheism and premarital sex. Yeah.
Yeah. Good God, yeah, that's a good point. Like, it's too subtle for this guy. Yeah, that's a pretty damning statement. Like, what the shit?
Again, this is almost... This isn't as bad as Yakuza 5. Yakuza 5 is like a fucking anvil hitting you in the head over. It's about dreams. You may. Jesus Christ, I get it. Okay, Yakuza 5, I get it. It's about dreams. It's not that heavy of an anvil, but this is pretty like smacking you upside the head. It's like, hey, dreams. It's about dreams.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous that, and you know, and then not just the dream thing, but all of the like the criticisms for all this stuff. It's literally showing people getting killed in horrific ways because of these actions, and then he acts like, well, it's endorsing it. It wants this to happen, and it's like, motherfucker, it's literally showing characters you're supposed to care about being killed terribly. Like, what do you mean? It is completely overt. How unsubtle do you need it to be that you can't understand this? Like, what are you normally watching
the
that
Ripper
you can't
Doc.
pick up on this?
The Ripper Doc spells it out to Martin. You won't be back. Go be the story of the next dreamer. It's like, holy fuck! Do you get it? It's about dreams!
Yeah, this is just laughably bad at this point. I don't know how it got this bad so fast.
Wait, is Yakuza 5 about dreams? I spent 30 hours on the hunting minigame. Yeah, I know. I've been there too. But no, Yakuza 5, Yume means dream, and you're going to know it because every single character is going to say it 50 times. It's one of the flaws with Yakuza 5. It's like, okay, we get it. It's about dreams. I understand. Stop it.
As a nihilist myself, he's retarded. At least Vincent Martin was trashing what Griffin Gaming said about y'all. Really? That surprises me. Thank you, Vincent.
Yeah, that is weird too, because Vincent is so disingenuous and such a liar. I'm shocked that he would like come to our defense at all.
Well, it's funny too, because a lot of the weirdos who showed up in my chat demanding I debate him were all like, I don't know, it seems like they found the situation fun or funny, which I guess if you don't like me, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vincent Martin was in my comments. Really?
Which is odd because a lot of them were like, you know, it almost seemed like some of the comments were alt accounts of his that were specifically being like, well, Kree's a hypocrite. Kree's a hypocrite. He should be, like, he should just take it. He shouldn't, like, boo-hoo. You were called a pedophile. Get over it. Like, shut the fuck up. What the hell's...
They tried equating that to me saying that Sacred G is a weirdo who made terrible arguments.
Yeah. Yeah, somehow, like, calling someone stupid is basically the equivalent of accusing someone of one of the worst crimes you could accuse someone of.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, no, I'm sorry. They do not equate even remotely. You are actually retarded if you believe that.
Yeah, there's something mentally wrong with you if you believe that. Like, you need to get help.
Yeah, like, actually need to go see therapy.
Dude proceeded to compare Cree to Vosh of all people. He did that to me directly in my comment section back in, like, June or July, because I wasn't rolling over for his bullshit arguments.
Yeah. And Vosh is definitely somebody that deserves to be on the fucking wall.
Which, again, makes it odd that he would defend you in any way about this whole situation when calling you Vosh basically is calling you a pedophile, because Vosh is constantly being like, well, we should change the age of consent laws to 12.
That's fucking
Yeah, it's like,
horrifying.
how about no?
Yeah, how about fucking no? How
Now,
about go fuck yourself?
no, the part that no, to humor a part of the argument, we're humoring this chat. I can see an argument for 16 because we trust them enough to be in control of a fucking vehicle, and you know, why can't they be in control of their body then at that point? But I'm like, why don't we make the driving age 18 then?
Yeah.
Because trust me, I don't want people driving. I'm very much. I don't trust driving. I don't trust anybody on the road. I don't trust when I'm driving. I turn into a nervous fucking wreck whenever I'm behind the wheel of a vehicle.
Yeah,
I can't help
that's
it.
That's why I don't even bother to try and get a driver's license or anything, because I'm just like, I really don't want to get behind the wheel of a car. Not because I don't trust myself. I don't trust anyone else. I don't trust other people on the road.
Yeah,
I don't trust anyone else or myself. I fall asleep in cars incredibly easily, even behind the wheel.
I don't, but I'm such a nervous wreck that I'm just like, ugh. I had one where it's an old road. It's not very wide and everything, and it's just one of those where another guy came the other direction. And I started going off on the side to let him pass. You know, give him a little bit of room and everything, again, because I don't trust this fucking person. Because I don't trust they're going to do the same for me. And I heard the wheels slip off the edge of the road, and the steering wheel jerked, and I about pissed myself. And I was like, "Yep, that's all I needed."
Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, those are those things of just like I just can't. I just really can't.
Yeah.
It
But I do agree with you. I do think, yeah, the driving age should just be bumped up to 18.
Yeah, and then part of me is like, but you need to work and stuff like that, and at the same time, I'm like, so again, like I said, I can humor the argument for that. We trust them enough with vehicles, so therefore we trust them with their own life and the lives of others because of the use of said vehicle. But I'm just like, but at the same time, I feel like people should go through a lot more driving school than just the 2 weeks and then now you can drive now. I'm like,
Yeah.
can we make it a little bit longer?
And another thing we could apply this to is like, at the age of 16, would you feel that like a 16-year-old is qualified to decide whether or not they should have their genitals lopped off and get puberty blockers and shit like that?
Yeah.
So
I don't even trust teenagers. Again, I don't even trust people in their 20s, in their early 20s. I'm like, you're still fucking growing into this.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. I don't feel like 16-year-olds should have that much control over, like if they can't drink legally, then why the fuck should they be like, be given the reins to like decide if they want to alter their body for the rest of their life and can't change it, especially when the suicide rate for doing that is so high on top of it. It's like, yeah, no, maybe 18 should be that, like, that cutting line.
And like I said, make driving schools make it more, right? Make them have to go through it more. I don't know. I feel like I would be better too about driving if I had like months of driving school and testing out and driving in traffic and everything at the same time.
Yeah.
Drivers under 18 are statistically proven to cause the most car crashes. Lamau. Fucking rip.
Forsaken says, hot take, I feel like transgender operations are a scam for Big Pharma to get them to become forever patients. That's not a hot take. That's literally what they said. We could literally do the fucking JonTron thing of, well, they started saying this in public and in front of cameras. And then you could hold up the clip of Vanderbilt Hospital that says, yeah, we want to push them into doing this because they'll be forever patients and we can milk lots of money out of it. And doing this will actually pay for entire wings of the hospital just by itself.
Jesus.
Yeah. It is a massive fucking racket right now.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
it's also why they go so hard on people who like advocate against it and stuff, and they're like, no, they need to get this surgery. They need it. Stop
because
stop
it's
telling
a
them not
lot
to.
of money. It is a lot of money for the hospitals, and they want that money.
It's why they get so defensive over it and shit.
But I mean, they're not really a forever patient if they kill themselves in 5 years.
But they're thinking of it as in like drugs, therapy, rehabilitation, the surgeries itself, everything they're going to need for the rest of their life. So,
Yeah. Well, 5 years is still more than 0, so that's still money to them.
Yeah. God, yeah, that was the whole Vanderbilt hospital thing. Like the fact that they said it publicly. Well, not publicly. It was behind closed doors, but thank God somebody recorded it and was just like, "Yep, nope, you need to see this shit."
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know how we got that far off track, but
Yep.
Well, considering how fast we're going through this video, we kind of need to pad the time a little bit.
wow.
It'll be fine. I can get my new rig up and running and stuff too, so I'll be happy with that.
And I could do a
I hope.
Pokemon stream.
And I can finish
Yeah.
my animation.
Yeah. All right.
But if the anime solidified this, it could have shown some other ways out for the characters. Instead, it gives us a pretty hopeless picture. They could have given the
No, it
audience
doesn't.
a bit more to feel like things weren't all for nothing.
They
But it's
clearly weren't
not.
because she's on the fucking moon.
Yeah, what the fuck? She's literally in a place where they're trying to build a better life for humanity. All of humanity could end up moving to the moon. It's kind of the portrayal of like, yeah, see, people are going away from places like Night City and going to places like the moon to escape this kind of shit. And it's going to keep happening. And eventually, everyone's going to end up moving to the moon. Either that or eventually things on Earth will have to change. It's not completely fucking dystopian in that regard. It's not hopeless. Like, the city is bad. It's really awful. It is actually dystopian in the city, but it doesn't mean that there won't be change or that people won't leave it.
Absolutely.
Hell, you're
And
the
she
one that
does.
was literally saying, well, why doesn't she just leave? She did!
But the moon is hollow and rings like a bell. Ree! Oh god.
They getting themselves into a corner where if they had given David and Lucy a happy ending after all the immoral things they'd done, it would basically be saying crime does pay.
Wait, no. You already said that was their message, that crime pays, that they were advocating for crime. Now you're suddenly saying that wasn't their intent, that they were actually saying crime doesn't pay?
Scripting issue.
Yes.
Jesus
Go back and
Christ.
fix your argument.
Yeah, this is really bad.
Yeah.
And also the fucking, like, but my happy ending! I need my happy endings! I can't be bittersweet, it has to be happy! Like, what are you, 5?
Yeah.
Come on.
Like this is genuinely a good ending for Lucy. It's not the best ending. It's not her greatest ending. It's not a perfect ending, but it's a good ending for her.
When we look at the villains, since Arasaka never suffers any real blowback for its many crimes, the show kind of does tell us that crime pays.
No.
No.
Okay. They are still in constant fights with Militech. This all happened. They lost executives because of this situation. They've experienced loss. They will recover from it, but they still experienced it. Okay? They're not scot-free. They're not off clean or anything. And Arasaka lost a bunch of its fucking soldiers. My
Yeah,
god.
and it's definitely not portraying Arasaka as, like, in any way, shape, or form as good, or that what
Yeah.
they're doing should be mimicked in any way. It's clearly supposed to be these are really bad people, and the reason Night City is as bad as it is because people like this are what's running it.
Yes.
And we don't want our future to become like this. We don't want leaders like this,
Yeah.
which is the fucking point.
Keep in mind too that every time we see Arasaka, they're not presented as good guys. They're not presented as noble. We see the classmate who actually has a point about David and his fucking arrogance and attitude, but the classmate's still a shithead who beat the shit out of David. And then when David was mourning loss of his mother, told him that, well, I'd say I sympathize. I send my sympathies, but I find it hard to sympathize. It's like, Jesus Christ. That does not make him a good person. That's not somebody you emulate.
Yeah.
My god, dude.
God. And one of the bad guys who technically wasn't Arasaka, he was a in between, man. But Faraday fucking dies. He gets fucking splattered on the ground.
Yep.
Okay, people die.
Yeah.
God, this is just so weird. It's just such a weird black and white view of things, of like everything needs to be this way. Shows cannot have any kind of nuance to them. It needs to be bad guys lose, good guys win. There can be no moral grayness to anything kind of shit. It's, oh my god, it's literally Rainbow Hawk. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I still can't get over some of the shit in that Rainbow Hawk video. I still want to do a standalone response to that video.
It's so bad. It was so fucking bad. It was worse than Acer Thorn. Worse than Acer Thorn. Because not even Acer Thorn is like that mentally unhinged. Like, he's unhinged, but not that much. Like, Rainbow Hawk actually comes off as like a schizo.
Yes, yeah, that's why we started calling him Schizo Hawk.
I know, but it's just so weird to me that we actually covered somebody that fucked in the head.
For everyone who hasn't seen the Rainbow Hawk video, this is a guy who started off his video saying he's glad Cyberpunk 2077 failed because it allowed him to have revenge on fucking Obsidian. Yes. Because he views it as CD Pro Obsidian and, God, what was Bethesda mixed with?
BioWare.
So it was like Biothesda, yeah. That video was so fucked.
Yeah, absolute lunacy. And he blamed Obsidian and CD Projekt Red for forcing him to buy Fallout 76, which was a bad game, and it was all Obsidian and CD Projekt Red's fault. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, not Bethesda's fault for making a bad game. It's Obsidian's fault for making a good game that fans like.
Yes. And then forced him to
him
rebel against the good game and those communities, so he had to jump on the landmine. So therefore, it's their fault for him having jumped on the landmine.
Well, it wasn't just 76. It was Mass Effect Andromeda too.
Oh yeah, Mass Effect Andromeda and 76. That's right.
I disagree, since Acer Thorn had that unhinged live stream that was accidental, and I heard he tried killing his dad. We don't know for sure that he tried killing his dad. We do know
he stabbed him.
We stabbed him in the face over slow internet.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I should clarify it. His review videos, he's not as unhinged in his analysis videos, if that, God, I can't even call that thing an analysis, but still.
Yeah, we've met some special people, that's for sure.
Yeah, we have met some touched people, that is for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right.
In an interview, one of the anime screenplay writers explained that...
What the fuck was that?
No, he just does these little...
any real blowback for its many crimes. The show kind of does tell us that crime pays.
Well, they get lots of blowbacks.
In an interview, one of the anime screenplay writers explained that the gangs in the cyberpunk world attempt to use violence to overcome the inequality of wealth and status in their society. He points out that this life of crime comes with its own set of problems.
Yep.
This does explain some of the show's philosophy, but I still think it could have been done better.
Okay. How?
How?
The problem with this explanation is that in the anime, the Edgerunner crew doesn't take a principled stand against all megacorps.
Why would they?
They would be out of a job. They'd make no money if they did that.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're living. They're not stuck under the boot heel of, like, the crushing weight of monetary necessity. They are independent, or as independent as you can be in this city. That is a rebellion in and of itself. Holy shit. A principled stance against the corporations. What the fuck?
In fact, time in the show is spent working for one megacorp against another. That's not revolutionary. It's being a hired gun for the establishment.
They're not looking to be revolutionaries.
Yeah, they're not trying to do a revolution here, you idiot. They're not
What the
rebels
fuck?
in that regard. They just want to live a good life. They want to get out of the gutter, out from under the heel of everything, and
Good
live as free as
God.
they can.
No, you don't
This
get
is
it. I think they
literally-
should be rebels, therefore it's a flaw of the show that they're not rebelling against the megacorps.
Yeah, they don't have the character motivations I want them to have, so therefore it's bad.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This is literally the equivalent of somebody going to like the ghetto and saying, "But why aren't you rising up against the corporations? Why aren't you going out and burning everything?" And it's like, motherfucker, no, we don't want to do that. Well, not anymore.
They profit off the system. Why would they want to change things?
God, this is fucking stupid. Jesus Christ.
As you can tell, Edgerunners has a lot of flaws. It didn't take time
Who
to
doesn't?
properly flesh out the characters with the precious time it had, relying instead on
It did
gory
the-
fight scenes and nudity. Those things
No!
don't
What?
replace
Wait,
Those were sparse.
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Dude, you are
They're-
literally getting it backwards. The shit you just described in the latter portion was sparse, and the character motivation was like the main focus of the show.
Yes.
I don't know how you fuck it up this badly unless you're so over focused on the blood and the tits that that's all you come away from. Like, that's all you take away from the show.
Yeah.
Well, he clearly wasn't paying attention because he gets so much shit just blatantly
Yeah.
fucking wrong.
And the show does have a few issues, but it's not the ones he's fucking listing here.
Yeah.
Again, Falco is done dirty. We don't know anything about Falco except for things we have to piece together, but apparently he was there all along, sort of deal. It's like, oh god, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Just
character or having a good message. I will point out that unlike in other Western shows I've looked at, like High Guardian Spice, Edgerunners lacks anything LGBT. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Why would that matter?
well, I can see why it kind of matters because it's always put in to be tokenism, right?
Yeah, but what if you have it in a way that isn't tokenism?
Yeah, well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. I'm pretty sure even if it was done well, this guy would have an issue with it. Which,
Yeah, I think
fuck you.
this guy would have an issue with it.
Yeah,
I
because-
have an issue with it because it's always done as a token, and they're always like the super hardcore camp gay, the fucking
Yeah.
weirdo, like super like, oh my god, guys.
Yeah, good gay characters are very, very rare.
Yeah, because it's just a guy or a girl that likes guys or likes girls.
Yeah, and they're just always so fucking hungry and lustful
Oh,
for fucking
like in
dick
fucking
or pussy.
like in fucking Shit's Woke 2022, where the bisexual guy. Hey, by the way, did you mention he's the bisexual guy? He literally can't keep his fucking dick in his pants. He slept with so many people that they can't even remember all the people he slept with.
Yeah, it's
It's like,
literally
good
just
god.
like, yeah, they're either flamboyant, obsessed with like interior design, or they're just fucking sex crazed lunatics. Like that is the only thing you get from fucking gay characters in shows anymore, which fucking sucks. I fucking hate that shit.
Mhm. That's why I hate this woke disease, because they just again, it's just box checking. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But,
the,
yeah,
the
look-
problem isn't gay characters, it's the obnoxious stereotypes and when they force it in.
Yep.
Yeah. But with this guy, I'm almost certain, like, even if it was a really well done character where you wouldn't even really know they were gay unless you really paid attention, and they were a good character, this guy would be like, but they put a gay in my show. Fuck them.
Oh yeah, Netflix
Bebop
Cowboy
flicks.
Bebop, yeah, is guilty of this with Gren
Absolutely.
and other
Oh,
characters.
And fucking
Faye's girlfriend in that one episode.
yeah, Faye. Yeah, they basically did it with Faye. Well, they turned Faye into a fucking loudmouth cunt, and
Yeah.
then her girlfriend's a fucking obnoxious cunt as well.
Everyone in that show is a cunt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but good God, it was so fucking bad.
All right, 2 minutes. Let's do this.
We're almost there.
Are straight, and nothing LGBT is ever even mentioned. I suspect
Okay.
this might be related to how the show also was released in Japan, but I can only speculate. The way
No, because Japan has plenty of gay characters. They do it all the
Yeah.
time. They love
Yaoi
throwing
is
in their
very...
gay kid. Yeah.
Yeah, Yaoi's
They
very negative.
love. They also do the stereotype thing a lot though too, where like, oh well, if we're gonna put a gay character on our show, he needs to be super flamboyant and sex hungry, but not always.
Oh, not just that, but they got to be big, beefy, macho men too.
Yeah, or that, or they're
Which
big,
is really
beefy macho
weird.
men. Yeah, it's really strange. Yeah, fucking One Punch Man did that as well. The black guy, where he's like obsessed with men, to the point that he always walks around naked and tries to rape every guy he sees.
Yeah, that was the villain guy.
I don't think it was a black guy. It was just supposed to be just really muscle bound. It was Puri Prisoner.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. No, you're right. He was white. The other muscular guy was black, and he. Oh, what does he do? I've already forgotten what he does. Shit, I got him mixed up with the other guy. But yeah, no, you're right. The other dude was white. But yeah, he's always like walking around in nothing but like a fucking G-string, and then just like hitting on every guy and trying to kidnap them.
No, well, that's why he's a prisoner, because he keeps kidnapping all the hot guys. That's
exactly.
Why.
And
but
it's like, Jesus.
He likes his shirts and everything like that, but when he stretches out his muscles, it causes him to rip his clothes, and he gets so pissed off at the Sea King because he did that, and he's like, oh, and then he realized he ripped his sweater that his boyfriend in prison made him, and then he gets really sad. He's like, no! Like, oh my god. One Punch Man is a great show, though. Great show, great webcomic and manga.
I did not mind that one. That one was actually funny. I was totally fine with that one because it's like, oh come on, it's meant to be a joke. It's funny. This whole show is meant to be funny. It's fine.
Yeah,
but
and
a lot
taking
of
the
shows
piss out of it. They're absolutely taking the piss out. I love that one of the most endearing characters is one of the weakest heroes, Newman Ryder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he is so good, though.
Yeah, he is.
I love that. Like, it doesn't matter about me beating you. What matters is that I'm here standing up against you to protect them, right here, right now. And it's like, damn, that is a true hero there, and that's why Saitama likes him so much too.
Mm-hmm. But I do find it funny that he's saying this, and it's like, but some of the best gay characters in media have come out of anime from Japan. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, clearly he's ignorant of the culture. Like, he literally just said, I don't know. So, but yeah, it's like, my guy, if you knew.
Of course he's ignorant of the culture. This is the same guy who said that fucking anime doesn't like fucking premarital sex or whatever.
Premarital sex. Yeah, you're right. He clearly has no fucking clue what goes on in Japan. But, good God. Yeah, what a fucking idiot.
I'm just reading the chat. Jacob M. Angel Punch! And then Dailyo Khan, Angel Rush! Yes. Oh, God.
The best gay characters in media have come.
Yes! That was the best part about Moomin Rider, was the fact that he sent Saitama fan mail to tell him that he appreciated him being there. He appreciated him for everything he did, and he hoped that he would continue. Like, holy shit. And that right there is, like, Saitama went from being kind of like his neutral self into he was a lot more optimistic after reading that from him.
Yeah. And I like that after that they kind of have a couple of moments after that as well where they just kind of meet up and talk and stuff. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's great.
It is fantastic.
I didn't leave that one.
Yeah, we're not talking about that character. That character was specifically designed as a subversion.
You can always count on chat to take you out of context.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. Yeah, seriously. Jesus Christ. God, I'm so curious to see what else this guy has to say about anime since he clearly has no fucking clue. Like, how do you think he would react if he knew that a lot of anime had a lot of underage characters that are depicted sexually?
Oh, he would lose his fucking mind. He'd probably want to. He'd want to be like, "We didn't go far enough with Hiroshima and Nagasaki."
Yeah, that's why it's so funny to me that he's acting like fucking anime is so conservative or something, and it's like, my guy, you know nothing about anime.
To be fair, sometimes the thought crosses some people's mind that maybe 2 wasn't enough.
Maybe Tokyo should have been the target.
Oh no.
Sexuality was more of what we could call 2020's degeneracy. It pushed homosexuality and transgenderism. Edgerunners, on the other hand, has more of what we could call 90's degeneracy. It has more drugs, gore, and naked women. Of course, both of these depictions of sexuality are unhealthy and are subversive in their own ways.
Oh,
A
God.
core flaw of Edgerunners is a flaw that's inherent in the modern dystopia genre. This flaw is that writers have decided that dystopias have to be inherently doomed. They can't have a happy ending.
What?
This had a bittersweet ending, you idiot.
Yeah, what do you mean? That's not what this show did, though. It didn't
What?
have an unhopeful ending. It had a
Did we?
really hopeful ending.
Did we suddenly switch to a different video? Because what does the 1916 Eastern uprising have to do with it? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
what?
We're talking about the IRA and everything now? What the hell?
What?
How's that a flaw? Yeah, that too. Even if a lot of dystopian stories were written as doom, then like, what's the problem with that? That's a story they want to tell.
Yeah.
That's not a flaw.
There's no reason they can't have it end that way if it's done well. So what the fuck?
Yo, what? I just felt like I accidentally clicked onto a different video or something, because now we're just like doubling the 1916 Easter Rising and stuff, and I'm just like, what? What? What?
Morning Stag. Last night I said goodbye to my old cat suddenly. I wanted to say something because I really talked about her to non-family members. I hope she was happy. That's sad to hear.
Yeah, I know how that goes. And I've lost 3 of them now. I just have a nut left. And they're sleeping over in my bed right now.
We actually had quite the scare with my cat the other night, and Pagan helped me through it, but yeah.
Yep.
Did that clear up, by the way?
It seems to. She seemed to be better the following morning, and
Yeah.
nothing
Okay.
has been
And that's-
happening that we've noticed since then.
And Pentecar, you got to look at it was your cat running around the house? Were they meowing? Were they, you know what I mean? Were they lounging? Did they just look like they were having a good time? Then yeah, they were happy. You're happy. That's all you gotta think about. Your cat was happy for everything you did for it. That's the way I look at Annette too. Is like, I know one day I'm gonna have to say goodbye to her, as well. But you know, I just play with her and everything like that. I just let her be happy. She roams around. She can lay where she wants and everything. Well, you know, it's not total anarchy. She's not allowed on the kitchen counter. I swear to God, if I see you up on the kitchen counter. But you know what I mean? Just like, cats will let you know when they're not happy. You know, the tone, hair standing on end, everything like that. Otherwise, they're going to be really happy that you're there.
God, I am so sorry to change the subject to this. It's not fitting at all, but I want to point out what dry complimentary he said. Oh no, he did find the hentai.
The guy has a video on why hentai destroys your mind. Oh boy.
Oh no, he found the hentai stash.
Yep.
Mom found the coon sock. She found the piss drawer.
What?
You've never heard that?
No!
Oh no, Mom
Oh,
found the
no.
piss drawer.
Wasn't it a vomit drawer with Pippa? I'm pretty sure Pippa.
Oh no, there was
Pipkin
an
had to throw
actual
up.
piss drawer. It was an actual piss drawer.
Oh no.
I don't want to know. Let's move on.
You see, a dystopia would mean the characters rise up, end the society's corrupt leadership, and lead the people into a new golden age.
Oh my God! You live in a fairy tale land, sir.
Yeah,
Especially you're showing the Easter uprising? What the fuck? Oh yeah, no, that's just gonna cause decades and decades of problems leading up to the day that's still known as the Troubles. Oh yeah, that went so well.
Oh my god, dude, this dude's a fucking idiot. It's literally everything. every story needs to be told the exact same way over and over and over, or I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
That is what a lot of his arguments have come down to, is this story wasn't told the way I think it should have been, therefore it's bad.
Yeah, this is really shit.
Yes, this is incredibly awful. This is like scary bad. What the fuck?
Yeah, this went from like decent, and then we got to that halfway point, and now it has fallen off so hard that, yeah, it's in the bottom tier of shit we've covered.
The Easter Rising is when a bunch of Irishmen rebelled against the British because they were getting sent over into World War One, right? You had Irish brigades being sent to the trenches in World War One, and they were rebelling against that because they didn't believe in continuing the fight. So they had a full uprising and took over the Parliament building, I want to say. It was a long-running gun battle. And it's kind of what laid the foundations for the IRA already existed, but now it's kind of what laid the foundations and started the whole move for Irish independence from Britain. And where a lot of the Troubles came from, and the Troubles are just the broad term for the Irish Republican Army versus the British, how they constantly would do car bombings and assassinations and everything to try to get the British out of Northern Ireland. Dara O'Brien actually tells a joke about how he wanted to, when he was at York Model Railway Station, he forgot something in his car, and he wanted to leave his briefcase there. He's like, I'm only just going to be a second. Do you mind if I leave this here and go grab my coat from my car and stuff like that? And the guy behind the counter looked at him and says, oh no, not with what your boys have been up to for the last 30 years. He's like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure if the IRA blow up York Model Railway Station, we'll kick the British out of Ireland within a week. I was like, what the fuck?
Hey guys, did I arrive too late? Pretty much. There's a minute left to the video.
Yeah.
We actually got through this a lot faster than I thought we would. But hey, at least we're gonna make it over the 3.5 hour mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like fascism. Can't have.
Oh, what? I feel like we've just gone like to a massive 180. Hold on.
Happy ending. You see, breaking out of a dystopia would mean the characters rise up, end the society's corrupt leadership, and lead the people into a new golden age.
Okay, again, so you're incredibly naive, but you're also saying that... Wait, hold on.
You know what that sounds like? Fascism. Can't have that. Wouldn't want to give people watching any ideas, would we?
Okay, so you rising up against a corrupt leadership does not always mean there's going to be golden rainbows at the end, right? Look at what happened to fucking China. Alright? They rose up. They overthrew the horrifically corrupt imperial courts. And then it was World War II happened. And then they got stabbed in the back because they were still weak. And the commies took over. It wasn't suddenly, oh, kittens and rainbows, and yeah.
Good God, I just hate that this dude just expects every story to just end with like, oh yeah, everyone should just agree to rise up against the corporations and take it down. It's like, motherfucker, no. That's not even realistic, my guy.
Because there's also going to be people who want to join the corporations for the power they have.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like this dude lives in a fantasy world.
Yep. Today's world would never have rainbows, the amount of weak meat around. Yeah. There.
Well, no, the problem is there's too many rainbows. They're everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, good lord.
Edgerunners is a deeply flawed show with many things in it that shouldn't be there. In the most charitable
You didn't prove any of them.
There are a few lessons that could be drawn from.
In the most charitable, go fuck yourself.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. This shit was so fucking blatant. You don't get to sit here and be like, well, if we're being charitable, go fuck yourself.
Yep.
It also had great animation, which is expected from a professional anime studio like the one who worked on it. It's just a shame that that animation couldn't be backed up with better writing.
It
My
was.
It
It
had
had
great
great writing.
writing.
Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?
The
You
writing
weirdo.
is what fucking made it. The reason why it's getting so much praise is because of how well written it was, not because of the animation. The Studio Trigger has made tons of fucking shows that look amazing. They weren't written very well, though. There's a reason why only a couple of them are praised, and this being one of the new ones that have joined that list.
As charitable as Mao. Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Jesus.
Thoughts on the mixed?
It's just annoying to me to hear him say, "Oh yeah, it could have been better, good with better writing," when he's focused on I don't know, the 40 combined seconds of tits across the entire show, is acting like that's a problem, and that drowned out everything else. Like, fuck off.
Which is expected from a professional anime studio like the one who worked on it. It's just a shame that that animation couldn't be backed up with better writing. My thoughts on this anime are very mixed, but one thing is crystal clear. We don't have to be like the characters in Edgerunners. We have more power to change our lives than we often think.
Oh, God.
Never give in to hopelessness or think you're too far gone to change something bad.
Which is what the moral of Edgerunners was, you fucking idiot! It was about hope and dreams! That was the theme! Oh my god.
I want to see how he would write this. See how bad it's gonna be. Oh no.
Yeah.
I am terrified at what this guy's version of Cyberpunk would be.
It would look like a modern Disney movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a modern Disney movie. I can guarantee it.
Prodigal Son
Shit, sorry.
No, it's fine. Continue.
The prodigal son reminds us of how it's never too late. Whether our civilization goes the way of Cyberpunk is something that's ultimately going to come down to us. If more of us changed our philosophical outlook of the world and mankind, maybe we could prevent it. This has been PaxTube. Please leave a comment letting me know your thoughts on everything. I plan
You're
to
an
critique
idiot.
and review more shows in the future.
This is
So
terrible.
Please don't.
hit that
Yeah, this is
subscribe
awful. This
God
channel is
bless you
shit.
all, and as always, I will see you in the next video.
I cannot believe what we just watched. I cannot believe that we went,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's a good point. You're a bit off there. Okay, you don't know what nihilism is, stuff like that. What do you mean it's all about sex and blood and gore? What do you mean it's glorifying things? They're not criminals. What is that? What does this have to do with transhumanism and religion? What the fuck?
Yeah, it went completely off the rails. Especially coming into this not knowing that this guy is coming at a Christian angle for the whole video. You imagine just being a normal viewer, not even like us, just a normal person on YouTube browsing and then sees oh hey, an Edgerunners video, I'd like to check this out, not knowing this is what it was.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the fucking shell shock you would get from this. What the hell was even that?
Welcome to Clown World, brother.
I'm gonna make my writing project as nihilistic as possible just to spite this man. Oh god, this guy wouldn't have a video on everything everywhere all at once, would he?
He might.
Oh, he might.
No. He might have to look into that to see if he does. Because
Alright,
that is
I'll
a
be right back. I
fantastic
gotta go.
movie.
I gotta go to the bathroom, hold down the fort.
Alright. I mean, we're
Oh,
right at
man.
the finish line, but okay.
Man, part of me is wondering if this dude has any videos specifically if he's looked further into anime and now he's shitting all over it and shit like that and specifically bringing up the underage stuff. Because my god, he literally had an argument in here. Well, if Catholics just ran everything, we wouldn't have this problem. And it's oh boy, I'd love to see you say that about underage fucking pedo shit, because oh boy, let me tell you, them Catholics, oh boy. Yeah.
Is this guy Catholic? Better check his computer for... Oh no.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not going to assume that kind of stuff about him.
Yeah, obviously I'm not going to say this guy is that, clearly, we're not going to say that. I'm just saying if he were to say, well, if Catholics just ran everything, it's like, my guy, Catholic priests. What do we know about Catholic priests? What is the one thing everybody always calls out about Catholic priests?
Oopsie, accidentally woke my cat up. Look at me like, what the fuck was that?
Hey man, at least I presented that as a joke. You did, yeah. But still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a joke, and we're not going to sit here and we're not going to accuse him of anything. We're not going to do that. We're not Griffin Gaming, okay?
Yeah.
We're not going to accuse anyone of that shit. But I'm just saying, like if this dude ever did make an argument of like talking about anime and then found out about like the weird underage stuff that's in some stuff, and he tried to make the same argument he made in here about how, well, if everyone would just embrace Catholicism, this kind of shit would go away. And it's like, really? You want to tell me what it is Catholic priests are known for? And tell me again that shit's going to go away? Yeah, I don't think so.
I just saw this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This is too spicy for a YouTube stream, though.
Oh, well, you could have saved it for after.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a moment because it got a message to me, and I was like, oh my god. Oh, clown world. We absolutely do live in clown world.
Anyways, I don't think we have anything else really. Do you guys have anything you want to end on?
Well, let's shill. Shill, brother, shill.
Let me grab this comment first. Nah, bro, Vincent Martin is right. Kree is just like Vosh because he's hiding his fetish. No! Dear God, no!
Why would you grab that comment?
I didn't know that's where it went! I just saw that... Look, I saw Nah, bro, Vincent Martin, and that's where I stopped because I was going to read it. I didn't realize where it ended. What the fuck?
God, you're the live streamer that's doing real life live stream and has has text to speech donations turned on.
I would never do that.
Oh, dude, that is like that is one of those moments whenever I go onto a streamer and they're doing a public live stream, they're just walking around town and they have text to speech donations on. I just get that momentary voice in my head that's like, I am inevitable.
Yeah.
And I especially love, my favorite one is the guy on the train. He gets a donation and says, hold us up so we can see what's outside the window. So he does, so it's no longer hidden under the seat or anything, and the guy can't get to the mute button fast enough. And then it starts going on the anti-black tirade.
Oh no.
I just remember the one.
Can hear it.
I just remember the one where it's this guy in I think he's in like a supermarket or something. He's in line to get his in the checkout line. He's in with a bunch of different people. And he lifts it up and is has this POV where he's looking at himself and you could see everyone behind him in the line. And then somebody sends in a thing about a bomb threat and how he's gonna blow up the store and shit. And everyone's head just immediately fucking robots just turn and look at him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh god. Again, utter insanity. It's one of those moments of what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, I don't get people who do those text to speech streams.
Yep.
It just seems like bad news.
You're just asking for trouble.
I don't know why anyone would risk that shit. It's good God, the things people online already say. Now imagine being exposing that to normies in your everyday life, and it's focused directly on you. No, why would you even risk that? Oh yeah, no, those I can't stand to watch those. I'll sometimes watch a clip, but I even then it's so cringe. I'm just it makes my spine tingle seeing those fucking things.
Speaking of cringe and IRL streaming, did you see that one stream where Andy Worski was telling the one guy to shoot the guys coming at them? That one was bad.
Oh yeah,
you did see that? Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right. Sorry, I had to let the cat out. She was meowing at me.
Hmm.
Okay.
Right, so shilling.
Yep.
Aim, aim, aim. Yeah. God, that was so bad. It looked like they were looking for trouble, too. Aim, 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 and stay back with his voice cracking. Oh, God. Will Stag do Season 3 review stream of Deep Rock? I don't know. Start chilling, guys.
Oh, we're gonna do the usual, where you start, and then goes to Peg, and then goes to me.
Ah, I'm not ready.
Oh, god damn it. Alright, Peg.
Well, like I said, I'm not really going to be doing anything until all this shit is dealt with in my real life, so I don't expect any streams or anything anytime soon. If I get a day where I know I'm going to be free, I might do one, but I don't know if that's going to happen with how things are. It's confirmed we are losing the house, so we are going to lose the house. I am going to have to move.
Okay.
So I might miss a stag or two after that, but
Alright. So when you say losing the house, sold? Or...
hopefully we'll be able to sell it, or we're hoping we'll be able to sell it.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, oh my god, and I'm sorry to prolong the stream more, but we've been trying to call about getting my grandfather into a nursing home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our insurance company gave us a list of places to call, and then we call these people, and they've all said like, oh well, your insurance won't pay to have them here. And it's like, well, then why did they give us this fucking list? And then one of the places we called said, well, oh no, we won't accept unless you can pay out of pocket. And because your grandfather took all your money out of your account, like you don't have any money to give us out of pocket. And he basically said like, you need to sell your home or rent it out, and then we might consider accepting him. And like literally saying like, you need to basically become homeless if you want us to take your grandfather. And we just said, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Alright. Wow.
Yeah, it is really fucked. But yeah, it's not been great. Things have not been going well at all. And then also apparently the police are being fucking retarded as well, because so my uncle has like a no contact order with my grandfather due to that BS that happened that he didn't actually do. But the only thing it stipulates is that he can't be within 100 feet of my grandfather, not the property. So he's allowed to come here, but the police won't let him come down because Mike keeps calling the police on us whenever he comes down, saying he's not supposed to be here, even though he is. But the police say like, well, we don't want to have to deal with Mike calling us all the time, so he's just not allowed to come back. It's like, oh, so we should just put our lives on hold because he wants to abuse the emergency call system, and you don't want to do anything about it. You don't want to go down there and chastise him about it.
Get him for filing a false police report.
Exactly. And they're like, no, we just don't want to deal with him. Just don't let it. Just don't bring your uncle back here. And I'm like, go fuck yourself. Actually kill yourself.
Chat is frozen on stream for some reason. What the hell?
No.
There we go.
Well, mine is much less dire. I've just been having new system upgrade woes. And hopefully this new power supply will fix that and we'll be on the new rig. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to promise one way or the other. I have the backup rig I'm on right now. So, yeah, if I got to stay on that rig, I'll stay on this rig. We'll see. I just do the weekday streams all the time. We had a momentary pause there because I didn't have the backup rig set up and the new rig stopped working. So that was a terrible shock to the system. But we got a couple days in there. We've had some good streams though, some good fun. Yeah. If the new rig gets up, I'm going to be doing some Dark Tide on stream and showing that off because Dark Tide is fantastic. So, yeah. Which one's better? The new one. The new rig is way better than the backup rig, by far. Like, by a country mile. Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do. We finished the Halo Reach streams, so now I just got a script on that. So yeah, we're just gonna have ourselves a good old time there. So hey, stop by my streams. The Twitch channel is just Such Dresscar, all one word, and I stream every weekday from 10 a.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern. So we have the 3-hour block right there every weekday.
Yeah.
All right, Cree, it's your turn to shill.
Ah, I'm not ready. Pagan, it's your turn.
Wow.
Well, I guess I can just, bitch about my life some more.
Creetosis. Also, is this the first right-wing guy you've covered? I don't know, because I don't keep track of people's political leanings in the videos we cover.
Yeah.
Some people are obviously lefty, like that weirdo who claimed New Vegas was racist for an expansion she never played.
Or that that guy we covered with the Invincible.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that dude was definitely super lefty.
But yeah, most.
But yeah, I think this might be the first blatantly right wing person we've covered, like to the point where it's noticeable.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we don't really focus on politics. It's just something that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
So we don't. Turf Nation. Turf Nation is a lefty. Like, he's one of those crazy lefties. He's one of those people who claims that people are sexist and racist because he doesn't like their videos criticizing media.
Yeah.
Yep.
That guy is a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, absolutely.
The video that I hoped to have done for the end of October is still being worked on because I've been procrastinating and lazy, and, well, this week was this week was a little something else with the fucking shit happening. But I'm working on it again. I was working on it before the stream, and my goal... I work tomorrow night, so I have to stay up all night tonight. So my goal is to try to work on the video for as much as I can through the night. October, you mean November? No, I mean October. I hoped to have this video done for the end of October. And then I just kept pushing it back and pushing it back because I was procrastinating and stuff.
Holy shit, somebody sent me this.
Uh-oh.
It's genuinely pretty... Like, holy shit, you gotta imagine the amount of electricity going through that fucking resistor must be insane.
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw somebody post that a couple days ago.
Yeah, because you can see the board even crackling underneath it. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked. Anyways,
Yeah.
I am hoping to get this video done this month. Like, I can't tell you how... I can't tell you guys how much I want to get this video done and out of the fucking way, so I could get to the Rings of Power video, because that's another one that I really, really, really want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just, after that, like I said, I want to get the Bethesda shit out of the way. The second part to the Fallout 3 analysis, the 2 remakes, and the 3 final videos for the Fallout 4 analysis, the remainder of the Skyrim analysis. I want to get all that shit done and out of the way, and obviously the Bebop Flicks video too. So I can clear the slate of projects, like ongoing projects, so I can work on other stuff that I want to do. I'm hoping, I am really, really hoping that nothing abysmal happens in the next year that I'll want to cover the way I wanted to cover Bebop Flicks and Rings of Power and other stuff.
Mm. Which hopefully not. Hopefully, give our sanity some fucking rest for a bit.
Yeah, some rest for the sanity would be nice. But we do have Starfield coming, but I can't imagine it being so bad that I'd want to do like a fucking 10-hour video on it.
Who fucking knows?
Please.
Because now the copium has got to, well, of course it's going to be procedurally generated, but that's not a bad thing. It's like,
Bethesda, please. Don't do this to me.
Yeah.
I've already got too much of your shit to cover, please.
There you go, guys. Thank you very much for being here. It's greatly appreciated. Happy to see all of you. And yeah, we'll have to see what we do next week. Maybe we'll try for something game related next week.
Honestly, we could do that Fallout 3 video if you guys want to.
It's up to you.
I mean,
Have some game related would be fun.
Yeah, we'll try to aim for something game related, but no guarantees.
Yeah.
Um,
I am feeling pretty like I've been in a Fallout mood lately, so yeah, I'm kind of feeling it.
all right.
Okay.
We'll see what we can find then. By the way, while we're still here, Crete. Ah, someone called me Crete and not Creed. You never commented on the Cyberpunk character I drew for you. Is something wrong? I can redo it if you'd like. No, it's good. Thank you.
Oh yes, femboy no mouth Creetosis.
I don't know where all the femboy stuff comes from. I don't get it.
I know where it comes from. It comes from one very specific person.
What?
It comes from one very specific person in our community.
Oh.
All right. Anyways, bye bye, everybody.
Yeah, have a good one. Good night. See you.
Bye.